Hey, welcome to the 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl, broadcasting live from Fishbowl Studios here in Bedford, Texas. Proudly sponsored by Glenn Lawson Law and the Biker Wolfpack. Oh, man, we are rolling into 2026, leaving 2025 behind us because we are bigger and better. Pitbull, how was your New Year's, man?
Lazy. I loved it. I disconnected.
Did you?
I did.
Yeah.
I was in my PJs. I was just disconnected. I did family time.
Good. And, you deserve it. I mean, 2 weeks hiatus out of the studio was, we are a little bit out of practice today, but man, lots of great things happen for 2026. We got some great events, great guests today. Mm-hmm. We got James Collins with Heroes in the Sky because we have that upcoming event over at Texas Harley Davidson. January 24th. And we got Micah Long.
Ambassador of Fun.
Yeah, he's always a blast. We're going to check him out. Then we got CJ and Brad. They are coming in, and they're an older couple who do some great leather work, and they developed this motorcycle internal memorial band that goes on your bike. And I was a little skeptical of it, and I went over and I checked it out, and it is so memorializing for your loved one. And they're going to bring that here today and really show us on how you can keep those loved ones on every ride with you. Man, it's been. Did you do anything productive except being lazy? Did you do anything? Like
productive and lazy don't go together.
Well, you have those highs and lows. So maybe you're productive in the morning and
I'm very
lazy
productive in the morning. Like, don't talk to me after 10. 4 o'clock in the morning till 10. But no, like I host a lot of things, so it's like I took the holidays as not doing that. Like, I just wanted to be with my family and like enjoy like every moment.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I even really got on Facebook.
Really?
I literally put my phone down.
Well, because you're always on it. You're on it now.
I know. I'm trying. And it's picking up everything I'm speaking up right now. It just it's just translating everything. We started off, first off, I want to, in 2025, we lost a lot of our veterans and our first responders and a lot of loved ones. So we want to hold a moment of silence for those we lost in 2025. And we're not here in 2026. So be blessed that you are here for 2026. Let's hold a quick moment of silence for those we lost in 2025. Everybody makes New Year's resolutions, how they're going to lose weight, how they're going to get to the gym, and how they're going to do all these things. I was thinking, I'm like, time management, because that's something that we cannot purchase back, man. We cannot get our time back. I've decided not to do those traditional resolutions of, like you said, getting in shape, because nobody wants a sober, skinny bitch anyway.
No, they don't.
You just get angry.
Right. So don't quit drinking. Don't go to the gym. Get fat and drunk. But don't
torture yourself.
But at least manage your time. At least manage your time.
Yeah, you can time manage when you drink and when you eat.
There you go. Well, we lost our first one for 2026. Tattoo Mark has been a big supporter of our show. We've joined forces with the Tattoo Mark Foundation. And he lost Lily today. Lily was his 17-year-old Pomeranian
princess.
She was a princess. She was so cute. And send your thoughts and prayers out to
17
Mark.
17 years old.
17 years old, a long time.
For a little dog? Isn't that pretty long?
Well, that's just, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, they usually live 15, 16.
Our little dogs live longer.
A little bit
big
longer.
Dogs, yeah.
But 17 is really old for any dog. And it just shows how much love and care Mark gave Lily. And he's just devastated. So if you get onto his Facebook page, just send some thoughts and prayers over to Mark. It would really uplift his spirits. Big shout out to Billy Ball, who stood by his side each and every day coming up to this day. He lost it today, and Billy was right there by his side to help him through it. And that's what the network of people in the 99% Radio Network do, man. We stand up for each other, we back each other, and we're there by their side if they need it. And that's where the rubber meets the road, man. We make a difference together. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to hear from Glenn Lawson and the Biker Wolfpack, and we'll be back with more after this.
Hey, everybody, this is Glenn with Glenn Larson Law and Biker Wolfpack Law. And I got one simple concept today. Don't be a tough guy. Don't try to do it on your own. And also, don't talk to the bad guys. So what do I mean? Don't be a tough guy means go get medical attention right away and tell the doctors everything that's wrong with you. Make sure to do that, because if you don't, it's going to mess up your case. Number two, if you have a problem with your roof, do you hire a roofer? If you have an injury situation and you need help, hire legal professional representation. Our firm is one of those firms, and we stand ready to help. Number three, most importantly, heaven forbid, do not speak to the insurance companies without legal representation. That's it in a nutshell. Thanks for listening.
My name is Carol Saint, and I ride with 99.
Hey, I'm Homie, and I ride on the 99. You can watch it every Wednesday, 99% Radio.
Hello, beautiful people. I am Chaz. I ride with 99, baby. Woo! 99% Radio every Wednesday. Stay tuned. Woo! Y'all be fantastic. Wear it.
Hey, welcome back to 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. We are radio for a reason, man, and we are hitting 2026
Getting
fast
your fix
and
in
hard.
26.
Getting your fix in 26.
No, well,
Hey, I want to give a big shout out to Krista out there watching, and Jeffrey Gray and Ken Harrison, man, Shiner with Bikers Against Bullying. I think he's out in Vegas this week. Really nice, really nice.
That's very nice.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for tuning in. He's with Southern Dogs Motorcycle Club.
Have you seen that sphere thing?
I saw it on TV, man. It looks so cool.
I think I need a lot of Dramamine.
Really?
I think I would get sick.
What,
That's
inside?
just-
Yeah.
That's just a lot.
I saw on TikTok or maybe one of the social medias where they did the Wizard of Oz in there, and it was really
would be
it was
cool.
friggin' creepy as hell, man.
Have you ever seen The Wizard of Oz when you pair it with Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon?
No.
No.
How do you?
Okay. I'm going to educate y'all real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah,
So
I
this
wanna
is
hear
something
this.
we did in college. Now, mind you can pick your own party favor. But what you do is you start The Wizard of Oz, and at the third roar of the lion, you start the album of Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. Literally
Okay.
start it.
All
It's
right.
going to play out. Now, halfway through the movie, the album's going to stop, but you stop the movie and you literally just restart it again. I'm telling you, everything goes in sequence.
Really?
Like they're going down the, with the Yellow Brick
they-
Road. Their feet are the drum.
Really?
Every time they say the word black, the witch shows up. It's like every little detail, and neither one of them will admit who made it first.
So-
but it's like everything,
So
not just
the
the
third roar of the lion.
third roar of the lion at the beginning.
Start it.
Start the album.
You know,
And
people,
if you want to have party favors,
you know, people are pulling out their Pink Floyd albums right now and going,
you should.
"Holy crap, I want to try that."
I'm just shocked at that.
Really?
This is a thing.
I've never heard this.
Oh my God, we're gonna do it.
Chance, you ever hear it?
You're gonna do it now.
Oh, you're gonna try it.
Dude,
Now I'm definitely gonna try it.
Seriously, it's insane. Like if you hear chimes, it's the wind. I mean, every little detail. It's not like just that matched or that matched. It's every little thing in that movie
Well, let me ask you
and that
something.
album
Let me ask
go
something.
together. Like
Okay.
when the movie, like the song "Money,"
Yeah.
right when dun, 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 dun. Okay, and then it goes into the money and it goes. Psh. That's when she opens up the door and it turns to color. It's
Okay.
like it's everything.
All right, let me ask you something. This happened in college.
Mm-hmm.
How many party favors prior to starting this?
Prior?
Yeah, prior.
Well, that's a loaded question because it could have been right when it started.
Because I just want to make sure that you heard what you heard, and it wasn't so much
No, I
party
get,
favor
no.
induced.
I'm not. I get it. No, I get it. Like, trust me, it's way better if I was on those psychedelics. But even without it,
I'm definitely going to try that.
seriously like it's.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a clip. I'm going to do a clip, and we'll play it next week. We'll play part of the Wizard of Oz, and yeah, we'll do that. And hopefully Facebook won't shut us down for that ad, but that would be pretty cool.
Put it on the TikTok.
Yeah. And Well,
Or
have you
YouTube.
done it? Have you done it since college?
No,
Well, party favors you have. The
movie. No.
No, the movie. But yeah, we're gonna check that out.
So this month, man, and when we get James Collins coming in at 4:00 hour with Heroes in the Sky, and Natalie Brett is going to come in today too as well. She said she wanted to show up at the studio and be a part of that. She's with the Green Star Families. You know, all these great organizations and foundations, you know, are all coming together on the 99, and we're just uplifting and giving back and helping them out, because when the mainstream media does not promote these guys, we're the ones that are out there highlighting them, you know?
Yeah, they're not really putting those all the events that are important out there on the news.
Yeah.
So
It's us and Zach Capel, man, with Getting a Truck. He's been Small Town America has been all over the place doing their thing throughout the DFW and Texas area, all hitting those western areas and the rodeos and the Air Power Museum he was checking out. So check out Small Town America, because Zach is on it right here in the DFW area. Before we get into the Heroes in the Sky, I want to say we got a couple of events coming up in January. January 31st, we got the Thin Blue Line LAMC annual fajita cook-off. It's a 16th annual cook-off, and that's going to be in Hockley, Texas. Go to the Thin Blue Line LAMC Facebook or website, and you can check out how you could still be a sponsor, how you could still be a part of the cook-off. I went last year. There had to be 50, 60 different vendors there cooking so many different
so that means 50, 60 different types of fajitas.
Yes. And it was just an amazing day. The kids had a great time.
Screw your resolution.
Music. Yeah,
go
there.
The
Go to Hockley.
Cook-off.
Go to the fajita.
Actually, that's healthy. That's grilled meat and vegetables.
Yeah.
With a little bit of carb.
Yeah, and it's
totally
great.
Healthy. It's in the triangle.
You can get the raffles, and they give out some amazing prizes. Great for the kids, because they got a whole little vendor place, and
somewhere to go.
Yeah, push your kids off too. Yeah, go over there with mommy and daddy.
We're gonna go eat and drink.
Hit their party favors. And then on March 7th, right here in the DFW area, we got Bag Lady Sue. Now, you guys have seen her on our show. March 7th, she's coming to the DFW area, and we are going to host a comedy event starring Bag Lady Sue at the Texas Harley Davidson here in Bedford, Texas. And all the money raised from there is going to go to the Green Star Families of America. And it's just going to be a blast. You can go on to bagladysue.com and purchase your tickets. I think they're about $25. And seating is limited. I mean, because we can only fit about 300 people in Texas Harley. So seating is limited. So the tickets are going to go quick. You know, Bag Lady Sue has been an icon of the motorcycle community for over 3 decades. She has been all over to every rally, selling out crowds, and she's been in so many different magazines and featured on so many different podcasts and talk shows. You're going to want to see Bag Lady Sue at Texas Harley Davidson. This is going to be one of her first DFW appearances. So, man, go to bagladysue.com, purchase your tickets today before they sell out, and we will keep you updated more and more on that. I want to say hello to Peter Colley. Stitch, Happy New Year from the UK.
Doesn't he have like a royal name?
He's got that royal name. I don't know what it is. He's a big wig in the UK.
Stitch.
Sir Stitch. Yeah, he's Sir Stitch, and he's been busy doing his thing in the UK. And him too. As far right across the pond, man, they have the same issues we do here. We have homeless veterans. We have first responder and veteran suicides. And Peter's been out there in the UK really battling and helping our veterans, our first responders, and our motorcycle clubs get together and make a difference over in the UK. So thank you, Peter, for everything you do. Appreciate it. Adam's on, man. Adam, what's going on, brother? Thank you. There, you know, we were talking about the chili just before that, because Super Bowl, we're going to have a chili contest. And Adam, right? Remember I told you before we got on the show, I said, there's going to be somebody at my, there's going to be somebody at my house who is a chili
champion.
That's right. And that's Adam right there. He's online right now. So we're going to be doing the Super Bowl chili cook-off, dual party kickoff. Yeah.
Pre-game dual party kickoff, something like that. At his house and my house.
Yes.
So we're going to do a little live,
that'll be live.
Fun chili. Maybe give you some recipe tips. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Adam has been doing this for a
Not
long
to Adam. I mean,
No,
to
no,
the
no.
general public.
Well, Adam's been doing this for a long time. He came over
Counselor.
Oh yeah, Peter is a
Stitch.
councilman. Peter Stitch, yeah. But Adam, he came over the house the other day, right? And he looks at one of my frying pans, you know, and this is something I never knew. And you wouldn't expect a guy to know this, but he's like, man, he goes, this is a good pan. I go, how do you know it's a good pan? The rim on the bottom, he goes, this is thick. He goes, this is how the
That's what she
he
said.
goes get your mind back
Can't
in
help
the gutter. But he taught me something. He's like, this is how the heat is evenly distributed throughout the pot. The thicker the bottom part of the pot is. Look, you just like when I say thicker, don't you?
I'm just waiting for the more jokes.
Hey, speaking about thicker, there we go. Did you see the news today? It was pretty funny. That NFL star, NFL football player retired. He's suing his ex-wife.
Because she's thick?
No, but because she went on a podcast. She went up on a podcast and discussed his penis size.
Oh.
So he is suing her for $75,000 for slander. But the problem is,
did she say it was small and he's mad, or did
No,
she say it was big and
no.
he's mad? What is it slander?
She goes, what she said.
Because
and
if
this
you're
is-
on the air going, it's fuck,
No,
what?
Why would he sue? This is what I don't understand. Why would he sue? She was saying, like, she goes,
So it must have not been.
no, she goes, she got on a podcast and she goes, yeah, we went to doctors to try to get like liposuction. He was like
In his dick?
2.5 Coke cans, thick and long. And I was like, and you're suing your ex-wife for doing that. Every girl right now is jumping through hoops to get it.
They're all up in his DMs.
Damn, a Coke can. Look, I'm a Pez dispenser. But yeah, she went on. Now, can you imagine your wife going, man, yeah, my ex-husband, he was as thick as
So many jokes.
2.5 Coke cans. And he sues
I'm just
for
thinking
that.
there's lipo. I would like to look into dick lipo, please. The lady at the counter. The lady at the counter. The lady at the counter that works there? You know what she hears all the time? That poor lady.
Do they? I wonder if they have that type of life.
I
I'm
worked
sure
at
they
a-
do. I'm sure. But why would you want to get that sucked out?
Probably doesn't fit many places. Well,
Okay. All right.
depending on what region you
Well,
live
see,
in.
yes, she was he's a football player, so he's probably like 6'6". She was a tiny girl. She was small, so I'm sure it may have been
Do we need to
difficult.
up our rating category? Are we going Are we like the show across
No,
the
this was
hallway?
this was in a New York Post today.
Well,
That she's
there's
suing
no
because-
rules there,
There's no rules
apparently.
right there, man. If the New York Post can talk about it, we can too.
Oh, hails,
You know?
bales.
They're talking about this NFL's penis size. Hey, listen, but come on, you're going to sue your ex-wife for that? Now, if she said you were hung like a bottle cap, yes, maybe. But she's saying you're
Ooh.
2.5 Coke cans
That's a
thick.
sight.
Wow. And then
Is
and
it
then-
like a Mexican cola, or is it like a, or is it like a regular Coke can? Makes a difference.
Does it matter?
Yes.
Well,
One's a little tall and narrow.
Oh, all right. Yeah, we just went off the rails in 2026 talking about NFL penis size. But
I think if
yeah.
you're in the NFL, it's expected,
Wow,
I guess, right?
Wow. Well,
Speechless.
I am speechless now.
You brought it up.
Well, I did because I thought it was good news. I thought it was funny that he would be suing her for that.
Can you imagine like the people in court that
That's
have
like
to,
suing
that
your
have to
ex-wife.
hear this out?
Oh,
That
yeah.
have to sit there. Now that's a jury duty I'd like to be on.
Yeah. All right. Show me Exhibit A.
Guilty.
Bring up the
Guilty.
picture of the 2.5 Coke penis.
Yeah. Do we get to touch
Do you get only one hand
with a glove? And
with a
mask?
glove? You'll be like OJ. If it doesn't fit,
You must have
quit.
a lot of pictures with my head.
Oh my God.
Gotta move on.
Yes. You know you're never going to look at a Coke can the same.
Yes, I will.
You're going to go home and you're going to stack 2 Coke cans up and go, holy crap.
I don't think they make Coke Zero like that. Mom joke. Anyway.
No. Hey, welcome, Hobo. Richard Summers.
Look who chimed in.
He chimed in. He just came back. He just came off a 10-day cruise. God bless his soul. Man, he's protecting our kids over in the Garland School District. So thank you, Hobo, for what you do. He's part of the Thin Blue Line. He's the ambassador of the Thin Blue Line, LEMC, and he's going to be one of the major players at the Hockley event on January 31st. So be sure to check them out. Go to the Thin Blue Line Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club webpage or their Facebook page. Support them because they do so much for the community in and around Texas and all over the country. They got so many chapters, and they just keep bringing it to the communities. And that's what it's all about. It's about community effort. So we're going to take a quick break before we bring on Lori Montoya with Biker Down and find out where Lori is today. We'll be back right after this.
Hey everyone, my name is Alex Arkangelski, CEO and co-founder of Break Free Technologies, and this is Break Free, a motorcycle helmet accessory that easily mounts to pretty much any motorcycle helmet out there, and it's the simplest way to improve your visibility day or night. Break Free's got a sensor array built into the unit itself, so there's nothing to mount to the motorcycle, there's no wiring, everything is inside the unit. It's got 100 ultra bright LED lights that light you up during the daytime and nighttime. Anytime you slow down, Break Free activates, no matter how. Engine braking, downshifting, regular braking, emergency braking. You slow down, it turns on. Break Free is a small company. We're only 4 co-founders and 1 employee at this point, and we're all passionate motorcycle enthusiasts. We love riding, and we've created this product for our community. We wanted to make sure that motorcycle riders are safe and seen out there on the roads. We saw a huge need for visibility, and that's why we've created this product.
My name is Art Lee. I invented LifeVac to protect my family. Protect your family. Buy LifeVac now.
Thank you, Daddy.
That was us over 10 years ago.
Now, LifeVac is responsible for saving over 2,000 lives from choking.
We started this company in our garage, just hoping to make a difference, because over 5,000 lives are needlessly lost each year to choking incidents.
Help LifeVac on our mission to save lives.
In the time it takes you to pick up the phone and call, another life could be saved.
LifeVac's patented design creates a one-way suction to remove food or objects obstructing airways. All you have to do is place, push, and pull. And just like that, LifeVac can save a life from choking.
Quite frankly, I thought I was going to die. The LifeVac saved my life in 1-2 seconds.
Get your very own LifeVac now and get 20% off. Visit lifevac.net or call 877-LifeVac.
As my personal promise to you, if you order a LifeVac and have to use it, LifeVac will replace it free.
LifeVac works on adults, teens, or toddlers and can be ready in seconds and last a lifetime, guaranteed.
Best of all, you can even use a LifeVac on yourself, the elderly, physically impaired, or those that other methods may not be possible or are dangerous. In the event of a choking emergency, you could save a life, even your own.
Thank you, Daddy.
Life is precious and time matters.
Choking can happen anywhere. Help us put a LifeVac in every home, school, restaurant, car, office, everywhere.
Protecting families has always been our mission. I'm sure you love your family like I love my daughter. Do us all a favor and get your own LifeVac now.
LifeVac saves lives. Order one for your home, the office. It also makes a great gift. Use promo code Jackie and save 20%. Don't wait another minute. A life might depend on it. Go to lifevac.net or call 877-LifeVac. That's lifevac.net or 877-LifeVac. Order now.
Welcome back to the 99% Radio Network. That is LifeVac. That's Arthur Lee's LifeVac. This is the anti-choking device that has saved many, many lives since the inception of, and since he founded the company and he developed it. It's saved thousands and thousands of lives across the country. He's also got a new book out called I Cannot Tell a Lie. Check out lifevac.net where you can get your LifeVac and you can get Arthur Lee's new book that's out.
We're going to be giving away this life hack a little later on in the show. So stay tuned in and see how you can win your very own life hack.
You gave me a life hack. I actually gave it to my stepdaughter who has a new grandbaby.
Yeah.
Not new, but he's like 2.
If you have a child,
she said she's been wanting to get one, and so that was like the best like gift she got.
It's the best gift you can give somebody that you hope they never have to open up. And there is my daughters carry each of them carry the life hack on in their cars.
The car is like, especially having a little kid, the car is where I panic the most, because like, for one, by the time you notice they're choking and pull over, there's like that time, and to be able to
yeah. Well,
and you don't even have to get them out of the seat.
Nope. And out of the car seat. So and you're panicking. You have to
get them out, and you'd have to, do all the things, but now you can just go.
Well, one of the cases
and
that
make
happened.
That noise.
You got it. Yeah. Can you make that noise?
It's exactly like that.
Well, one of the really extreme circumstances was one of the ladies, I forgot what state she was in. She had a life hack in her car, and her child, who had MS, was in a wheelchair, and she was in a van, one of the conversion vans. The kid was strapped up in his wheelchair behind her, and they just came out of a drive-through and the kid started choking on like McDonald's or Burger King French fries, some French fries. And there would have been no way for her to get her son out of the wheelchair and do the Heimlich maneuver. So she just she used the life hack, she put it on his face while he was still in the wheelchair, and she couple of pumps, and all the fries came out of the child's mouth, and she saved his life.
Elderly in wheelchair as well. Scarier part for me.
Yes.
Because like, one, wheelchair maneuvering,
right?
You just to me unsure, like, what can I really do? Because like, you don't know,
right?
You do know, but you don't know. And then elderly, they're fragile.
Yes.
I mean, they're fragile. So to be able to not have to like do that.
This is a innovative, and it takes 2 minutes to learn how to use it. It's all online. It's place, push, pull, and you're done. It's like plunging out your toilet bowl or your sink. That's how easy it is. You can use it on animals. You can use it on yourself, God forbid, if you were choking. It's a way to save a life. Go to lifehack.net and get yours today, or just stay tuned in, because we're going to be giving the secret question, and you can win yours today. Want to bring on Lori Montoya with Biker Down. Let's bring on Lori.
On yet? Don't bring me on yet.
Won't bring you on yet.
She's got to get dressed.
Oh, put your shirt on, Lori. Put your shirt on. All right. Well, hold on. We won't bring you on yet.
Just one more second. 1 minute.
Well, we got to play your opening anyway, so we'll play your opening, and then we'll give you that second. Lori, where is Lori Montoya with Biker Down today?
I'm at home. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Welcome back. I hope you had a blessed Christmas and New Year. How do you feel after this 2-week hiatus?
Ready to start 2026. You notice you don't have your special cake, and I apologize for that. I forgot, but it will be coming for next week's segment. I promise. You will have remember, Pitbull, you guys needed a special cake.
A special cake?
Oh, from
Colorado.
Oh, yeah, the Colorado special cakes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I promise because many of you may not know, but this is our 1-year anniversary. We started in 2025 in January, and this is my 1-year anniversary with you guys. And I look at
anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary to you guys with your new format and adding Mongol and I on there at first, and then growing to Glenn, and look at where you guys have come in such a short period of time. A year is a blink of an eye, really. You guys have really put forth an effort where you're just seeing you guys constantly doing something and putting the rubber to the road and backing up what you all wanted to do. So I want you to know how much I really admire that, because it's not an easy feat to give up so much of your personal time for community. So
but when it's your passion, it's when you drive, it really it's time well spent.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about. And that's what I love about everybody that we have here with you guys, Mongo, Billy Ball, Glenn, and now with Janie Balderas, all giving back to the community in their own separate ways. Janie does it with the music. Billy does it with Hemp and Hounds. Mongo does it with whiskey and cigars, but he brings forth so much knowledge. You do it with Biker Down. Glenn does it with the Laura and Biker Wolfpack. Man, it is such an amazing community that we're building, and we're going stronger and stronger each and every day.
Absolutely. So basically what I wanted to kind of talk about today was not being Debbie Downer, and not really talking about accidents, but what I call kind of a year of review, because okay. I think the one thing that I saw most riders facing a lot of this year was rider error.
Rider what?
Error.
Rider error. Not maybe your speed, not navigating a turn, maybe coming up on a car. Certainly, I would say 60% of all motorcycle accidents involve a car and some form of distracted driving. But I do think we're starting to see an uptick of motorcycle riders that are just going down because whether they don't have their endorsement, whether they may not have, it doesn't take a lot to get your endorsement. I know, you really don't, it's gone are the days like when we got in a car, we had to have a driving instructor that checked all these boxes. Yeah, you go through a day class and it's not real hard to get an endorsement, but that's really just the first step, and I think we've talked about it before. Chomper used to run me through yellow lights, to see if I could stop my bike.
Yep.
And not run that red light. He would take me up in the mountains to see if I could shift my bike down and use it for braking, which has really been invaluable when we ride. Like,
I think he was just trying to get rid of you.
Sounds like a Dateline.
My husband said, just go off this bridge and hold on tight.
And have your Aflac. I have Aflac. But see, on a serious note, when we go to Sturgis, it's one of the things that, and as I've always referred to people in the Midwest as more flatlanders, all of a sudden you get out into these mountains and you go east and you do Tail of the Dragon. I mean, you go to West Virginia, you go to Arkansas, if you're in Texas, and all of a sudden you're riding in conditions and how to be prepared for the slide and things like that. So we saw a lot of that. The other thing that we saw was what I'm now referring to as the perfect storm, meaning I got liability on my bike. I get hit by a driver that has either no insurance or liability only. So I have crappy insurance and I just got hit by somebody with crappy insurance. And, now I have mounting household bills or medical bills. And it just creates this triangle of what I call the perfect storm. And it really is what can we as riders do, and I'm not going to harp on it, but we have to have our motorcycle awareness for 2026 begin with us, and begin with, the brake free light. What am I going to do to make sure that when I'm on the road, I'm seen? Am I going to wear a little protective ribbing on my jacket if I'm going to ride at night? I talked about that 3M tape.
You bring up brake free. I saw 2 bikes the other day who had brake-free light helmets on. And I was like, those are those brake-free lights, man. And I started talking to them. They were like, yeah, we love them.
Yeah.
They feel more secure knowing they have that extra little protection, and drivers see them a little bit better.
Well, it's really interesting. My granddaughter, I just came back from Florida for Christmas, and my granddaughter got the electric bike that she talked about for 365 days. And I saw it and was like, that's a motorcycle, so she doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to give them, they're up here right now up in Breckenridge, and I'm going to give her one of my brake-free headlights, LED lights to put on her bicycle, because even her mom said, mommy texts and drives, daddy texts and drives, your brother texts and drives. Think of all those people that were distracted. And it was kind of interesting. While I was there, we were walking in this planned community, and I started explaining to her about intersections and riding with your girlfriends. And just because your girlfriends ride through that crosswalk, and you see a lot of bikers, I'm sure you guys see it when you're driving, bicyclists, well, I've got my bike lane, and I have the right of way and things like that. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So I was trying to teach her how to make sure that even if they go right through it and they don't look, I need you to put both feet on the ground. I need you to get waved by that driver that he's going to let you through, because quite truthfully, we're all scared to death that at 13, what if? And I even suggested to my daughter, maybe it's time that we get the whole family on the Aflac. We've got 3 people riding in vehicles now that, whether it's an electric bike or 2 cars for her sons, it just to be safe, to have that in the event that you need it. So, I want people to try to look at it as I want to avoid the perfect storm, as you.
Lori, such great points. And, we all feel that we're invincible. Or we always hear about motorcycle accidents, and when you bring up the uninsured drivers that are on the road, they just did a study that said now even not only uninsured, unlicensed, and the CDL drivers that are out on the road, they said they came up with the Department of Transportation said like 40% of the over the road drivers are not properly CDL compliant, and that's a scary fact when you're talking about a tractor trailer that does not have the braking capacity of a car, and they will just roll you over like they're going over a speed bump.
Well, we had that one semi that, and I don't mean, it's just a fact, I'm not profiling anybody. He didn't speak a lick of English, and he tried to do a U-turn. And you guys know, and I know from living in Colorado, those very rural areas that are 2 lanes this way, 2 lanes, like 59. I think would be the highway that goes up to Texarkana. Isn't that 59? Anyway, I come from Houston. I used to go up 59, but it was 2 lanes this way, 2 lanes that way. And they had U-turns, but those weren't for us. Those are for law enforcement to turn around and get you for a ticket. And that semi driver was in the right lane, made that U-turn and then stopped. And that van, literally got beheaded by that guy, and he had he had a license from California, of course. But my point to that is that's just how quick something can happen.
Yeah, he had a license from California, but he didn't take. They passed him through on a CDL. And he couldn't even read English. So if you can't even read English, you can't even read the street signs.
So when I talk about the perfect storm, it needs to resonate even if you're driving a car. Do I have the right insurance? Like in the state of Texas, in Colorado, in Florida, if I have uninsured motorist on my vehicle and I'm and I have full coverage and I am riding a motorcycle, it will cross over onto whatever else I'm riding, which is my bike. And so if I want to avoid the perfect storm, even in my car, even though you have 6 or 8 airbags to protect you, the aftermath after a crash can be just so devastating to families. It just, I can't even, it's so sad to even talk about the help requests that I get and, the family members. And if you won't do it for yourself, truly do it for the people around you that love you. They are so lost when you are injured that it's just mounting household bills, and you got stubborn bikers that want to go home. Well, dude, you don't have the money to go home. We're gonna have to put your stuff in storage. It can be really, really sad. So
you bring up about Aflac, that doesn't only, and for those who don't not know, and you should know what Aflac is, we talk about it every week. It's not only to cover you on your motorcycle, it covers you in your motorcycle, in your car, at your home, while you're walking down the street. It covers you. And if you get hurt at work, if you get hurt in the garage, in your backyard, if anywhere.
Well, I told you about the one guy that fell out of the bed after having rough sex and hurt his back and wanted to know if that was considered an accident. And I said, dude, file the claim.
File a claim.
Plans.
Yeah, that's right. Man. If she didn't throw you out of bed,
I think he fell out of bed. But there's I've given 2 examples this year of one person was in my husband's organization, and he installed windows. So he was on a roof, and he fell off the roof and he hit the concrete head on. Now, I had literally nagged him for over a year to get the Aflac, and he about 6 months prior to that he did. And it paid him. He was in ICU for probably 45 days and then went to Craig Hospital for 30 days for rehab, and I think they figured it out. It was like $27,000 just by spending $37.50 per month with Biker Down. I mean, those are pretty good odds.
$27,000-$30,000 when you get out of the hospital, but you're getting those paychecks. You're getting those checks every month or every week, however they come.
You're probably going to get, now it's different than short-term disability that you also can get with Aflac, but basically that's just paid on so let's just say you were in the hospital for 45 days and then you move over to Greg. That doesn't mean you can't do your claim for this hospital and get supplemental checks all building up, but they waited until he was released from Craig, and when they started doing the math, and that's when that amount came up to. And then I also talked, I think a couple weeks ago, about my friends that had been with Biker Down since the beginning, and Rick had never gotten the Aflac, and he doesn't mind me talking about this because we're actually going to bring him on this month on one of our segments because he really wants. He didn't. They had the form filled out in her purse. She never sent it in. It's not her fault. Everybody.
It is her fault. It's 100% her fault.
Everybody says, "Oh, I'm going to sign up," and I won't even mention anyone with the 99 that was going to sign up. But they didn't, and so then he went. He was riding, and the conditions were a little wet, and the bike went out from underneath him, and she's paralyzed from, I believe, not the arms, she's got some use of her arms, but my point is that he wanted me to do rough calculations of what they would have gotten, and it was in the line of $28,000-$30,000. Now those are super catastrophic accidents. If you break a few ribs and you're in and out of the hospital in 24 hours or something like that, you're not going to get an astronomical check because it's not short-term disability. Right. They start doing it based on, okay, 1,200 admitteds to the hospital, $300 a day in ICU, blah, blah, blah. But
it still covers some of your costs.
You're probably going to get $750, which is basically almost what it costs for you to have it per year.
Right.
And I will tell you, anyone that's listening, if you own your own business and you go, well, I don't have benefits, I run my own business, shame on you. Because you can literally call an Aflac rep and they will come to your business. You can figure out what you make and they can get you short-term disability. They can get your 1099 employees short-term disability. As long as you can prove what you're paying, you can get life insurance for your family. My husband and I have a landscaping company, and we have short-term disability through Aflac. We have life insurance. Does it cost us about $149 a month? Absolutely. But that's a write-off.
Right.
So there's really, all I'm saying to people in a positive way is try to avoid the perfect storm, because you don't have the financial ability to ride through the storm and stuff. So, preparation now can help prevent your family being put through an awful lot. Now,
proper planning prevents poor performance.
There you go. So the last thing I want to do is, if I can I play this video I have?
Sure.
I don't.
It's not about tonight falling out of bed after rough sex, right?
No, it's all PG.
All right.
Okay. Do I do it or does he do it?
Chance will do it. We'll bring it up. You bring up full screen.
We know a guy.
We know a guy.
We know a guy. I got a guy.
The crew and need backup? Biker Down's got it. Open the app, tap for help, no stress, no hassle. It's like having a squad of superheroes in your pocket. Get roadside assistance, AFLAC coverage, even legal and financial lifelines. Once, a buddy hit a slick patch. Biker Down was there faster than a TikTok trend. Download now, ride with peace of mind.
Are we back? Oh, we're back. Okay.
So that's my big announcement for January 2026 is Biker Down has been working really hard to create our own app. And what it's going to do is if every biker, once we get it live, which should be live by Friday, once you put that on your smartphone, if you are rolling with people and somebody gets in an accident, you can immediately fill out a help request. All you got to do is press the button. If I've been passing out in case of emergency cards for over 15 years. I still encourage everyone to have those in their wallets. But if you will get on the app and give us your ICE emergency information, then if we were to get contacted by the hospital, if the hospital were to click on that app, it will give us the ability to do that. If you need a directory, you say you need a lawyer, you need resources, we will now begin filling in a lot of resources to help people. So it's something I'm really, really proud of. And we'd hope that once we get it live, everybody will register and get that app on their phones and just be a part of more of Biker Down. Having a website nowadays just isn't enough.
Right,
Technology the way it is Instagram, some Facebook, and videos and things that resonate with people. So I don't have this. My assistant is gone. I don't have staff, and so I'm a little slower to get to the technology.
I just want to clarify one thing for all of our not so much on the right, but way off woke on the left. When she said ICE contact, that's in case of emergency contact. All right, don't be hitting that thing because you want to report an ICE emergency. So
there you go. That's probably
not any of our woke friends are listening, but
They don't watch us.
they don't watch us.
Probably.
Anyway,
yeah, we don't send
in
it
case
straight to
emergency.
Christy Nome.
God bless her, man. God
I'm
bless her.
telling you. I just
All right.
watched the hearings on Minnesota, and it was really funny. My daughter did a post. She was moving her hat shaping business from St. Augustine to Minnesota and opening up a daycare.
Oh, yeah. Well, you saw what just happened over in Minnesota. So somebody tries to run over somebody tried to run over a ICE
Fuck around,
agent.
find out.
Yeah, yep. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
But it was really,
happened. I really, you never want to have to take a life, but when you put an officer in a position where it's either your life or his, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be you the one that loses. So obey the law. This won't happen.
Would really ask people to do in 2026 is not get your information from media. If you really want to learn about what's going on in government, watch YouTube videos, meaning go to Reuters, go and subscribe to and watch an actual hearing. Because I was watching the hearing today with these 3 people that have been trying for years to bubble to the surface this kind of fraud. And when you listen to them say how the government was shutting it down and covering it up and things like that, and then you watch the questioning.
Yeah.
And all one side wants to do is talk about Donald Trump, and the other side just wants to fix the problem. And it just frustrates myself as a citizen that my tax dollars are funding them, also that we're not getting anything done. So, I just pray for all of our
I get all my information from George Carlin reruns.
There you go. Who knew? Who knew he was a prophet?
Screw the Simpsons. If you watch George Carlin, he has predicted every single thing that's going on right now in his country on stage. And he was spot on, 100% spot on, man.
We ought to write the Pope and have him be called St. Carlin.
That's right.
St. George. St. George.
All right, Lori. Well, you have a great day, and we will see you next week.
All right. God bless, guys. I will have your special Colorado cake there by next week.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care. Stay blessed. Woo. Yeah, we got cake coming. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be back right after these messages with Micah Long from Texas Harley Davidson, announcing all the great stuff that's coming up in 2026. Stay tuned.
I was in an accident 12 months ago to the day. I was driving on southbound Santa Fe, and somebody did a suicide left in front of me, and I T-boned him at 45 miles an hour. From that point forward, I don't remember anything for the next 18 days because I was in a coma.
She broke 9 bones, lacerated my spleen, put me in the hospital for 21 days. I remember none of it.
Biker Down was founded in 2011 after riding several rides over the summer and seeing, tragically, my friends get injured. And I felt that there was a need missing in Denver and in Colorado for an organization that helped the biker community. As you may know, the bikers are one of the most charitable entities out there, and what we do is provide them a variety of services such as medical equipment, financial assistance if necessary, and a plethora of resources to help them stay afloat during the hardest time of their life, which is their recovery. You know, my biggest hope is that I'll never get another phone call that a biker's gone down, but you know, that's not realistic. So I think my true realistic dream is that we can help as many as we can help, because it is life-changing for them. Certainly donating and volunteering your time, and even if you can't do that, attend our events. You know, attend our event and get a $20 t-shirt for your $20. You know, those kind of things make a big difference in a small nonprofit like ours.
Hi y'all, I'm Celeste and I ride with the 99.
Hey, this is Tex McDormand with Octane Mania and I ride with 99.
Hey, welcome back to the 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl, man. It's radio for a reason. And we have in the house Micah Long with Texas Harley Davidson, the ambassador of fun. Welcome, Micah.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me on again.
Oh, always a pleasure to have you here, man. Texas Harley Davidson, one of the big, if it is the biggest dealership in the state of Texas.
We are the largest in the
largest
state
by
of Texas,
square footage. And
overall.
And you know, one thing I love living in Bedford because Texas Harley Davidson has things going on almost every single day, but every weekend there is something going on. I got to come to your Christmas little party where the kids came together and they put together these gingerbread houses. It was so much fun. All the kids were having a blast.
Bro, that was so much fun. That's the first gingerbread house I've ever put together.
And it collapsed.
And it collapsed multiple times.
Oh, it was so funny. You were like the most, perfection. He's watching his thing, and all of a sudden he gets the whole thing done, and it just all imploded.
It's not about the perfection; it's about the amount of icing.
He was trying.
So that's the key. I didn't know that. You have to put an ungodly amount of that sugar icing on there for it to stick.
That tube is just for the structure; it's not for decorating.
Yeah. But you got to remember, man, Texas Harley Davidson is not just about the adults. It's kid friendly, and the kids have a blast there. There's so much stuff to do, and you guys run so many events. So, Micah, 2026, we're growing bigger and better. What's Texas Harley Davidson got in the store?
Oh man, we've got all kinds of things in store. This year is our not only is it the nation's 250th birthday, but it's our 10th year anniversary of being in that building. And what that means is in April, we're going to host our first 3-day bike week of sorts. So we're going to have a dinner ride followed up by a bike night, followed up by a big event on a Saturday. Sweet. In which we're throwing down. That's going to be in April. I don't know all the details yet, but we'll talk about that later. Later on in the years, we're talking about bringing in, stunt shows again and doing bigger, better in 2026.
That stunt show I came to the in a cage. What were those?
So that was the Wall of Death.
The Wall of
The
Death.
Wall of Death.
The Wall of Death.
Yeah.
The brothers. Right?
Yeah, they were all brothers.
They were all brothers.
You have to be brothers.
Their
to
mother
be able
probably
to
didn't
be
like
that
them.
comfortable.
Their mother was probably like, just go out in the backyard and play on your bikes.
They're building.
Well, they were all brothers except for the one guy. The one guy was Mexican. The dude
he
that
always-
looked like an Indian. He was actually Mexican.
He was the Indian guy.
Yeah.
So he was paid.
Yeah.
He was their brother.
Yes. But that was an amazing show. So many people came out, and those guys are so talented.
Yeah.
And what they do.
True like daredevil talent. Like,
oh my God.
That's different than just a talent. That's like pure like no fear.
The wild thing was watching them. Once they got going, these guys looked like relaxed.
They were doing it
like
with
they're
no hands.
chilling. They're locking it in and just cruise controlling. I'm like, man, you're like 8 feet in the air. The
Sideways.
slightest, yeah.
And they were sitting side saddle on their bikes. He told me that they hit almost 2 G's when they're going around because it's such a small.
Oh, I thought you were talking about money. I was like, I didn't pay them that.
No, they hit almost 2 G's in the centrifugal force in that little wall of death that they have.
Now, when you mention something like 2 G's and in that centrifugal force, I always think about those old movies in the 80s and 90s where the astronauts go and they get that room and they go around and you see their cheeks all pulling back. That's what I think about.
That's
the gravitron.
And that's what he said it felt like because the first show I was up on the top.
Yeah.
And I was with all the spectators. And I tell you, it was scary because these guys come right up to the red line, man.
That's why they say don't put your beer there.
Yeah, right there, man. And they'll grab, they take donations. So they'll grab money off right out of your hand.
Like strippers.
Well, they're going, like strippers. And that fast. But then you gave me the chance to get in the middle of, in the center of the Wall of Death. And I sat in the middle and watched these guys come up. They're
like this close to your nose.
Yeah, it was exhilarating.
Did you get dizzy when you were in the middle?
Yes,
I would.
I was trying to find them like this. It was so.
Yeah, I got dizzy and then tripped over something. I thought I was going down. Was able to grab a hold of something.
Yeah, because you want to try to follow them, but they're whipping by you at so fast, and you're like.
You
just gotta hold your face and then just use your
it.
peripherals. You get half of it.
Lay the phone on the ground.
Even with my bad eye, I couldn't fucking follow it all around.
I would thought you'd be able to catch both angles.
I couldn't. I tell you, it didn't work. It didn't work.
Oh, jeez.
I can't.
But is
somebody beeped in.
James on? James on? All right. So before we bring James on, James Collins with Heroes in the Sky is on and waiting to come on air. But once again, Texas Harley Davidson, we are almost partnership with you because we want to bring so much to your establishment because you do so much for the community.
Thank you.
In so many different ways, and you've been really good to us. And what the 99% Radio Network, Glenn Lawson, and the Biker Wolfpack want to do for you guys is we want to donate a battle vest to you guys in honor of our veterans and our first responders, who have completed suicide. Our mental health injuries through service, those invisible injuries that happen to our heroes take a toll. And sometimes, it gets too much and we lose our heroes to their own hands. And when that happens, most departments and even the military, they don't honor them in the way they should. And Heroes in the Sky said, no, we are going to honor them. So I want to give a very warm welcome to James Collins, founder of Heroes in the Sky. Welcome, James.
Well, thank y'all. How are y'all?
How are you, brother?
Good.
It's another beautiful day in Georgia.
In Georgia.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to be graced by your presence here on January 24th as you come in and we do this dedication at Texas Harley Davidson. Tell us a little about tell all our listeners about what Heroes in the Sky is about and what we're going to be doing on January 24th.
Sure. We started as a organization that just we brought awareness to our veterans, first responders, and public safety officials that have lost their internal war. And, we was doing memorial board ceremonies for the families, and we quickly started realizing that our mission was way bigger than just putting names on a board. It started becoming where it's more camaraderie and unification and showing support in our community. Because when we was doing our ceremonies, we would have family members sitting in the front row where everyone in the front row shared a common grief. They all lost somebody to suicide. And so everyone, it gave them another support network for, you can talk to them, you're not alone in this fight. And then, as we progressed as an organization, we started doing battle vest dedications. And our battle vest dedications just took root because I wear a battle vest everywhere I go. It's got the names of our warriors on it that have lost their internal war. And so what we do with the battle vest is each battle vest holds 19 warriors, and front and back. And then we hold memorial ceremonies for these warriors so families can be present. We try to fold casket flags for the families, present them with casket flags. We try to give all these families the support that they need. Because one of the things we quickly realized with Heroes in the Sky was awareness is not enough. You've got to have prevention. You've got to have education. Like, what are we doing after the awareness piece is done where we start reducing these suicide rates? Because one of the highest suicide rates people don't talk about is the family's suicide rates.
Correct.
Widows that have lost spouses are 3 times more likely to suffer the same fate. Mothers that have lost children are 2 times as likely to suffer the same fate. And, all of the health implications that come with the grief the families, have to deal with in this immediate loss, or wherever they are in their grief journey, the trauma that is associated with the loss to suicide is very heavy. And so our families tend to isolate. If that family feels they don't have anywhere to go, or they don't have a purpose or an identity, or people just aren't listening to them, the first thing they do is self-isolate. And I
don't mean to cut you off, but when you hit the identity thing, and that holds near and dear to my heart, because as a military service member or law enforcement or any type of first responder, that becomes your identity. The military, you're a serviceman. It becomes your identity because you've put so much passion and so much will into it. As a law enforcement officer, first responder, it becomes your identity. But that also becomes your spouse's identity as well. She is part of that whole network of spouses and family and friends and brotherhood and sisterhood all together. And when suicide happens, when suicide impacts a family, sometimes those families split, and now that person is left with nobody, no support network, because everybody seems to want to alienate themselves when something like that happens. If someone gets killed in the line of duty, everybody's flocking to you, and they're there to help. But when a suicide takes place, some people do not know how to navigate through that, and they will tear themselves away from family and friends and leave that spouse isolated. And Natalie Brent just walked in, and Natalie, thank you so much. With the Green Star Families of America, and we're going to hear from her in a minute. But that what you're doing is you're honoring those family members and giving them a sense of purpose again, and you're keeping the names of their loved ones alive.
Amplifying their voices is what we like to call it, because those families have a voice. Those families have feelings, have emotions, and those families are allowed to feel lost sometimes, because that's, you've just lost, someone very important in your life in a very traumatic way. And so Heroes in the Sky tries to come in and restore that identity, restore that purpose, restore that voice, so you feel like you're a part of this community again, and you're not set off to the side. Because we already have a large enough problem with our military units and our law enforcement officers or units. Once it happens, trying to sweep it under the rug, or barely talking. Right, barely talking about it. And so we're Heroes in the Sky is trying to come in and fix this. We want these families to have a voice. We want these families to show up to events and feel like they're wanted there, because we have to reduce the rates in the families. Like no one talks about the suicide rates in the families. No one talks about the chances, once they've lost a loved one to suicide, they have a higher chance of psychiatric hospitalization. No one talks about any of this stuff. And so at our ceremonies, one of the last key pieces that Heroes in the Sky does is education. We travel nationwide. We educate populations on trauma affected units such as law enforcement, corrections, firefighters, all of those disciplines that are more susceptible to traumatic events, and then how they have to deal with it. Yep. And so that's what this battle vest dedication in Harley Davidson and Bedford is not only is it a battle vest dedication to raise awareness for 19 warriors' stories, sacrifice, and valor, but it's also, this is our education piece. So now, however many people show up to this ceremony, we hope it's a lot, we are educating people in the great state of Texas on some of the things that they probably have not heard before on suicide rates within firefighters, police officers, corrections, EMS, veterans, female veterans. And we break all of these down. And so we really make you think about the problems we're having in our country with suicide.
Now, this is going to be the first battle vest in Texas, correct?
The first vest in Texas.
This will be the first battle vest in Texas, and we're going to continue this mission to try to do at least 2 battle vests a year in Texas, and bring and help raise awareness. As we've also partnered with Natalie and the Green Star families. Natalie, welcome to the show. Just bring the mic a little close to you.
There you
go.
Another routine.
Yeah, Natalie, your husband was a service member, military service member, and he completed suicide a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Just right at 2.5 years ago.
It's read it. And what James is talking about the secondary trauma in the spouses in the family. Can you talk about that a little bit? How you felt without, I don't want to go too deep, but
you can. Oh yeah. I mean, at least the first 6 months, it was a lot of isolation. No matter what anybody said, it was always wrong. I have had to distance myself from friends and family members just because things that they would say to try to help would trigger me. And then that was not a good situation. And it put a lot of
strain.
Yeah, strain, I have my widow's brain, between our relationship. And, I've done a lot of stuff with you guys lately, and y'all all kind of see how I seem to be doing okay on the outside.
We've seen you grow.
Yes.
Since Celebrity Softball, we've seen you grow, which is really, is good, because we're starting to, embrace this whole network. And big shout out again to TK, because you've introduced us to the Green Star families, and you introduced us the Heroes in the Sky.
Yeah.
And it's all a great network that we're bringing in here to the DFW in the Texas area.
Yeah. And with that, there's things that people don't see. It's been January 5th was 2.5 years, and I had a hard day that day. But right before Christmas, it was one little trigger that I had where I went and had to park in a parking lot for 3 hours. And I just had some rage. I mean, I was raging out, like wanting to put my fist through the window. And of course, everybody was like, why didn't you call? Because you don't.
In the moment.
You're in that moment. And you have that tunnel vision. It's like, well, I thought about sending a text to one of my friends, but I'm like, I know her kid was sick and I didn't want to bother her. And those are the things that you think about. And then my boyfriend was like, Natalie, why didn't you call me? And I'm like, how am I supposed to tell you what triggered me and how I'm feeling with this new relationship,
right?
And not cause weirdness about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still have those days, and they're few and far between.
You'll always have those days.
Yeah. And James and I just had this conversation 45 minutes ago about on the surface we're okay, but when you're looking down deeper, we're not okay. We're never going to be okay. We just try to get by and manage and try to carry it and honor and do the best we can day to day.
Well, one of the things we do, or I do, is being in this realm, dealing with families, dealing with this loss. Typically, when heroes in the sky is involved, it's already bad. And so the questions I ask are rephrased. I don't ask people if they're okay, because I will lead with the fact, I know you're not okay. I know you're going through a rough time. It's okay that you're not okay. I need to know you're safe. And that's how I question mine, because when I check on my battle buddies and the widows, I ask them if they're safe.
But, and I'd be remiss to bring up, even one of your dear friends and a founder, right, of Heroes in the Sky, was battling. And this is why this is such a complex injury that happens to the brain, because sometimes they will be so happy outside, and even the nearest and dearest friends will never see the battle that rages within them. And you had that happen to you just recently, correct, James?
Well, I lost my co-founder, D'Angelo Schultz. He was murdered, unfortunately.
Oh, right.
Yeah, he was taken from us way too soon. And he did not get to see, him and I started this organization when we were very small, just doing memorial boards. And he should be here to see our expansion. He should be here to see our first vest in Texas. He should be here to see our nationwide travel and how many people we're touching. And he's not. And like I said, I'm not okay. Like I'm not okay with the fact that I've just lost my best friend, brother, and co-founder, but I'm safe. And I like to make that's why I tell people, just tell me you're safe. I need to know you're safe. It's okay that you're not okay. This is a lot to deal with.
Do we got a picture of the battle vest? I think we got a picture. Could you put the picture up of the battle vest? I'm going to bring up the picture of the battle vest. Now this is a different one, but it's going to be pretty much a replica of what you see on the screen. But it will have 19 names, many of them from our local departments in the DFW area, a few from Rockwall, Texas, a few from Rowlett. My very good friend, Brian Russell, who is a U.S. Army Sergeant, he will be on that battle vest. Natalie, your husband's name will be on that vest as well. And along with 19 other names will be on that vest. And it's going to be displayed. We're going to be bringing it to Texas Harley Davidson. Micah, tell me your feelings to have really this first battle vest of Texas to be here to honor our veterans and our first responders.
Man,
you're a military as well.
I'm a military veteran myself, 2-time Iraq veteran, EOD guy. I've been around first responders pretty much the last 25 years. It means a lot. I don't personally know anybody, and I'm thankful for that that I know of that has taken their own life, but too many people have. So it's really amazing. We're really thrilled that we get to be the house to house this so that people can come and check it out, pay respects, view it.
Now, the amount of people that walk through your dealership each and every day, not including your hog members, your hog chapters, who are mostly either first responders or veterans.
We have tons of veteran first responders, law enforcement, firefighters that come through Harley Davidson. We all ride. And it's a tight knit community too. So something like that's going to get a lot of foot traffic. People
now to display this in that Harley Davidson, in your Harley Davidson here in Texas, it's really going to mean so much it's not only going to touch the building itself or the families. It is really going to touch every veteran, first responder, and everybody that walks through there, because they're going to see these names, they're going to read the names, they're going to say them in their head, and it truly means they're never going to be forgotten because somebody's thinking about that. But it's going to mean a lot to your veterans and your first responders that go into Texas Harley Davidson.
Yeah, absolutely. Means a lot to me personally too. So yeah. I'm just thankful to be a part of it.
Well, we're thankful that Texas Harley Davidson is going to be a part of this and do this, Natalie, and now to have a battle vest so close to home. You're here in Texas. What does it mean to you to have that here?
It's putting his name and his service out there, locally, and we've done. James has done a lot of dedications, and Daniel's name has been on several different vests. So just having it close to home is going to be awesome. And our local friends and family can go by and see it and check it out, and It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's good. And it's just it shows that they're never forgotten, and that's what we got to do with our heroes each and every day. We can't forget them. The third Sunday of every month, we walk the bridge here in Rockwall, in Fort Worth, and across the country over into the UK to remember those that we lost to suicide. Departments don't remember, but we remember. The military may not remember, but we remember. Last year, we had 102 law enforcement suicides, which is down. Thank God, it's down by about 50 suicides since 2024. But that's still 101 or 102 too many. And we have to work harder to start respecting our military, respecting our law enforcement, and respecting our first responders for the job that they do each and every day. And on January 24th, Heroes in the Sky, tell us a little bit about what the ceremony is going to be all about, James.
All right. So we're just going to start right at 11 o'clock. We're going to be excited to be back in one of our favorite states of Texas. It's going to go through. We're going to have some guest speakers come in with some personal experience, and then we're going to. Part of the ceremony is for the family, where they can get the recognition and awareness and the service and valor. But the other part of this ceremony is the education. So the point of these is realistically where you can hear a pin drop in the room once we start getting into some of these statistics and just the daunting task that what suicide does, right? How many people have heard that it's known that about 85% of people will personally know somebody that's taken their life. 85%. That number is incredibly high. And even when you talk about, we break this down by, I'm happy to come about law enforcement, because we also tell people that every 17 hours we lose a law enforcement officer to suicide. Like every 17 hours. And not a lot of people talk about this. So this battle vest dedication is going to serve all three outreach areas of what we do. It's going to be awareness for our fallen veterans and public safety officials and first responders. It's going to be prevention for our families. It's going to give them a voice. It's going to amplify their presence and show that they are not alone in this fight. And then it's going to we're going to provide nationwide education in the great state of Texas of why we have the problems and what we can do to fix it. And so it's 19 families that these warrior stories, if you didn't know them before, you will when we leave.
Well, let me ask the 19. Is that number significant with anything? I'm just wondering why it wasn't 20 or what? Why was it 25? Why is 19? Is there a significance to that?
No, so it's 19 just because with my military career, I like doing things. I like everything to be uniform. I like everything. So every battle vest we use is the same battle vest for every dedication. And unfortunately, with those battle vests we're using, the capacity for names is only 19.
Okay.
Like I've tried every combination, trying to get 22 on there. It doesn't work.
Okay.
And so that's why it's 19. And that just stems back to me. Everything has to be uniform. All our plaques look the same. All the battle vests are going to be the same ones. They're all going to be uniform and professional. And that's just how we roll.
Yeah, no. I was just curious. And because I was like, 19 is kind of just a weird number for me. I'm like, why is it 19? But okay, so that explains it. And if there's listeners out there, because you are going, we want to bring this across the country. So if there is a listener out there who's in the state of Colorado or in Nevada or in Louisiana or anywhere in the state, and you want to bring a battle vest to your state and find a home for it, James, how could they do that? Because this has been a simple process so far as being you've been discussing it.
Yeah. So you just reach out. You can email us at info@heroesinthesky.org, or you can email me personally at james@heroesinthesky.org. And then we'll discuss what you want to do, whether it be a battle vest or a memorial board, because we do memorial boards that hold up to 60 warriors on them. And so we have different levels of memorial pieces, but it's a quick conversation. I find out where you are, what your expectations are, And then once we set up the fact that we know where the battle vest is going to go and we know who's sponsoring it, then we build the Warrior Manifest. And that's another process that I allow the sponsors to do first. And so if you are wanting to sponsor a battle vest, I will give you the option to provide as many. If you provide all 19 names, then that's awesome. That we'll honor all 19 of your warriors. But if you can't, you provide what you have, and then we'll fill in the rest. But it's tailored to the sponsor.
Right.
So and to your geographical area. So I only use my warriors if you don't have the warriors to put on it. And so it makes it more personal to the sponsor when it's their friends, their battle buddies, their first responders from their geographical area. It makes it more personable when we do it that way.
Yeah, this is just something that is we have our memorial walls all across the country for line of duty injuries. There aren't many memorial walls for those who've lost the battle to mental health injuries. And if we keep raising this awareness flag, by the grace of God, maybe we can start lowering the impact or having the conversations or making it easier to have these discussions and learn the signs and symptoms and learn the triggers and learn the warning signs that you'll be able to help a warrior as well. And we can diminish the mental health issues, maybe not in our generation, but maybe the next generation to come.
Absolutely. And we've got more programs coming out that's going to build off the battle vest to raise more awareness and education. We're launching our own podcast here beginning of February. It's called Breaking the Silence Together, the Aftermath of Suicide.
Nice.
And it's going into the intricate, small, unspoken challenges once a family member loses somebody to suicide. We're talking about the death certificate process, the autopsy reports, what goes to the funeral home, how to get the military burial, what benefits you're entitled to, the relationship, like focusing on the relationship and then the struggles before it happened. Like before you lost that warrior, we're going to identify the struggles there. So maybe if you are in that predicament where you have a loved one who's spiraling, you may hear these stories and say, wait a minute, my loved one's behaving this way. We need help now. And that's what we want to do with the podcast is just go into all avenues of what suicide does to families, like the aftermath of this loss. And we're kind of excited to embark on that journey.
Well, without bringing up anything difficult in the aftermath, and Natalie and I, like I said, I don't want to pick at anything that you don't want to.
You're good. You know I'm an open book.
When your husband completed suicide, this one came as a shock. You didn't know it was all going. Nothing led up to it that would spark anything that you could remember anyway, right?
Yeah, I knew he was struggling with some work-related issues, but I never thought that it was that bad to where he would take his own life.
Now, the aftermath that day, and how nobody helped you.
Yeah.
Even his employment.
Yeah.
With his truck and everything else.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit of that?
Yeah, I mean, he was at work in the parking garage. He sent out a text message to coworkers and nobody responded until he was supposed to show up to a meeting. And then everyone's like, where is he at? And then they go look for him and find him dead in his truck. I was not even notified. Let's see, he was pronounced deceased at like 8:30 or his estimated time of death. He wasn't found until about 9:30. I was not notified until like 1:20 that afternoon, which is another whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Of course, before his body was even off the property, they were already packing up his office. I get a call from one of his coworkers later that evening, like, if you want his stuff, you're gonna have to come down here and get it like ASAP because it's being boxed up.
That brings a whole nother conversation where we all work our asses off to be happy for a boss that will just box your stuff up,
replace you
like that.
Well, and I will not hesitate to say he worked for Marriott, and he was director of security and loss prevention. He worked for a brand new JW Marriott that was not even open yet in downtown Dallas.
And they're already boxing up his stuff.
They were already boxing up his stuff.
You were tasked with probably the most horrific detail as well. You had to clean the truck.
I did. They, with the Dallas police, how they do their procedures, they took his truck into impound, which luckily, because it was a suicide, I did not have to pay for the impound. They did give me that grace.
Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, they did give me that grace. I actually had my dad go down with me. I drove my car, and then my dad, it was a mess.
I can't even imagine.
It was paperwork, and one little thing wasn't signed. It was a back and forth to getting the paperwork done and having to get it notarized. And but we finally got the truck. My dad went around to pick it up and drive it to the front. And, it was covered in,
things,
case number and biohazard and all the different things. They had paper bags over the seats and everything. And the one thing, so my dad brings it around, gets out of the truck, and my dad was like about in tears. He's like, it still smells like him. Like, it smells like him. And like, that was hard. And so my dad drove it all the way back to Mansfield. We parked it at a friend's house because I was dealing with funeral stuff and we didn't want triggers from family.
Of course. I mean, this is the aftermath that nobody sees.
And so I'm not in my right mind at this point. And so a week after he passed, I finally got to go see him. And because of how the funeral home set up and how they try to work with the National Cemetery, there can be weeks between death and burial. Mine was about 3 weeks. So he died July 5th. We had his service July 25th. So I got to see him a week later. I went in, I did his hair. I made sure he was okay for the funeral. Like, I had my time with him. I was in there for about 2 hours. Later that evening, I went in, I went to my friend's house, and I wanted to be in the truck. And so her boyfriend cleaned off the windows and stuff so I could drive it. And it was a whole process, and we took the bags off to see how severe it was. And me and my mental state, I was like, I didn't care. I was driving the truck. I was a little right in my head, but understandably, I literally drove that truck for 3 weeks with biohazard in it. And then my friend's like, Natalie, you've got to clean this truck. And the way I saw it is like, that's the last part of him. And when I clean it, that's going to go away.
Yeah.
In my irrational, life brain.
That's,
so that was a whole process. And, when you do things like this, so when he first passed, my sister was calling around to the biohazard cleaning companies, and they wanted like $1,500 an hour, and all they're going to do is rip everything out and you have to put it back together. Well, this is an old truck that we just put $5,000 into to fix it. So I'm like, I can't afford that. I'm not doing that. So I literally took my peroxide and my little carpet cleaner, and I went out there and scrubbed and cleaned it myself. It was it was a mental fuck, but it was also therapeutic in a way.
But still, these are the things that nobody sees, nobody hears about, and these are the conversations, as hard as they are, need to be brought up, because this is what raises the awareness flag so high. It says we need to scream at the top of our lungs before this happens,
because you don't know what the end result's going to be and what your family's going to have to deal with.
And when we talk about the employment of the people who work for Marriott, he I guess he was a director of security or something, and he worked there for a while.
Yeah, he actually he went to the Westin downtown Dallas, and he'd worked there for almost 8 years, and he was hired before he was even honorably discharged from the Army. He worked there for almost 8 years, and there was an opportunity for this new JW hotel being built, and he put in the application to be hired over there. And I think that was part of it, because he had so many people call HR and refer him and all these different things, and he ended up getting the job. And I can only assume what happened by what I know leading up to his death and what he was telling me. I don't want to say that, but I just have my gut instincts, and I think that was part of it. If he was, terminated, possibly, like, that was a big, like, all these people like letting not just me down, the family down, his mom, like, but everybody else that like vouched for him to get this job, which was a lot.
Have you? Did they reach out? Did they do anything for you? Did they support you in any way?
Let's just say I heard that they already had their attorney standing by. I'll have to send you a picture of the quote unquote gift that they gave me at his celebration of life. It was, all my friends are like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, oh, this. So they gave me a big 8 by, or maybe it's an 8 by 10, an 11 by 14 frame. It's all black and white. So you've seen the picture that is on his obituary and that kind of stuff. He had just had that picture taken like 3 weeks before he passed. And they took that picture, blew it up, made it black and white, put it in a black and white frame, and had everybody, the mat around it was black, and had everybody from the hotel sign it like, RIP, we miss you.
Fucking graduation.
And that's, no, I'm serious. And that's literally the part, that is literally the sympathy gift I got from that fucking hotel.
Wow.
Was I in charge of marketing for that hotel?
I don't know. I don't know. And all my friends are like, what the fuck? Like, are you kidding me?
That's, and once again, going back to, we dive into our work. We put everything into our employers. We worry about how they're going to think about us. And we kiss their ass. And something like this horrific happens, and they're boxing up your stuff before the car is even out of the parking garage. And this is why, like, even in the beginning of the show, when we talked about, material things and everything else, time management, and never lose a moment. Make sure you spend each moment and cherish each moment, because those are things we can't get back. Time is something we can never get back.
Yeah.
You know what? So don't waste your time at work. Make your money and get the hell out. Don't waste your time on toxic stuff, man. Move on. Stay positive and stay with people in your circles. Keep with your tribe. And Natalie and James, anything on that?
No, that's part why we wanted to come in, and that's why I wanted to do the podcast. Was her stories are not the only ones where you're hearing this incredibly difficult transition after the loss of a loved one to suicide, and how it ripples through their personal relationships, their friendships, how many people quit talking to them because how many friends they lose, how many families they lose, and then that time of despair that follows. And so that's where we highlight, and that's where this podcast is going to take set, is in that area, so people really see what happens.
Well,
and
James, go ahead. Sorry.
And we hope it becomes a set of deterrence and awareness at the same time, because if you're going to listen to someone else's story and how much they went through, then if you're a veteran, or you're having, so God help me that you don't have these thoughts, but if you do, then you're going to hear their story and say, wait a minute, look what that wife had to go through. I don't know if I can't do this to my family. So we kind of hope that it provides that strong deterrence piece.
And it will, and it'll also show those who are battling that you're not alone. You do have a support network out there. In our workshops that I do with a badge of honor, I always show, and I don't know if you want to check this out on the internet, and you guys can look at this. There's a picture in the Louvre in Paris, and it's a picture of the devil and the king playing chess. And the devil, the painting was called Checkmate. And some college kids were going through, and one of the guys who was going through with these college athletes was a champion chess player, and he was looking at this picture, and he said he was staring at it, and the group moved on, and he kept staring at it, and the guy came back and said, "Hey, listen, we got to move on with this group." He goes, "Hey, listen, the name of this picture is wrong. It can't be called checkmate." And he's like, "It's been checkmate for hundreds of years, you know." He goes, "We can't change the name." He goes, "Well," I'm a chess champion. He goes, and I looked at the board. He goes, and the king has one more move. And when you think about the logic behind that, we all think we're done. We all think we're done and out, and there's nothing else we can do. Just remember that painting, because there's always one more move on your board. There's always one more friend. There's always one more phone call. There's always one more outlet. There's always one more thing you can do before you take that ultimate step over. So raising the awareness, listening to the stories, all helps everybody. Though it's too late for some, we can save those who are still battling. So James, I want to thank you and Heroes in the Sky. I can't wait to see you and meet you on January 24th here in Texas at Texas Harley Davidson for this Battle Vest Memorial ceremony. We're going to have Steve Piper out there playing the bagpipes. We're going to have some of, I think the VFW is going to be out there with some honor guard and our veterans.
That actually might be a Boy Scout troop.
Oh, Boy Scout troop as well. You know, that'll work.
Yeah, we're gonna have the colors presented before the ceremony takes place. I don't know if it's gonna be Boy Scouts or veterans, but
okay,
be there.
That'll be great. You know, hey, listen,
And the Betties will be there.
And the battling Betties will be there. We'll have some family members there, and it'll be a beautiful remembrance for all of our heroes who we lost. So, James, I want to thank you again. Keep us surprised on that podcast that's coming out, because we would like to help share it and get you noticed and get some people over to you. So thank you very much.
We don't have many people to shove to you, but
we'll get 2 or 3. Maybe we get 2 or 3 people over to you.
you.
Well, we want to get that. Natalie, I want to thank you for really being brave and courageous and sharing this.
Being a badass.
I'm always a badass. Most days I'm a badass.
You know,
I still got to get my speech together since I'll be speaking at this event.
Yes. There won't be a dry eye in the house.
Just kidding.
And you know, Micah, Texas Harley Davidson, you guys are just once again have stepped up for not only the community but for the state of Texas by being able to put this battle vest, and the first one in Texas to house this battle vest for our DFW community.
Yeah, we're honored.
It's going to be amazing. This is a free event. But you know, Heroes in the Sky could always use donations because they need operating costs. But this is a free event to attend and remember. And come on out at 11 o'clock, Texas Harley Davidson, 1 Harley Davidson Way, right here in Bedford, Texas, and be a part of the community. Come here and support the families and friends, and meet and greet, and maybe get educated as well on what post-traumatic stress and mental health injuries are all about.
January 24th.
January 24th. Right. James, thank you so much, brother. Stay well, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Absolutely. And if I could just close with one thing,
sure.
I try to say it before I leave. Natalie's heard this. Everyone that's seen our ceremonies. I just want to say very, very, very loudly and clearly to anyone listening, or if you're a spouse that someone's having issues, please understand that when you choose to take this action and you choose to take your life, those demons do not go away in your absence. They just transfer to your loved ones to deal with. So please remember that if you were listening or thinking about this.
Well said. Good point. That's right. Well, thank you. And hear more about this. And I know, sure, James, you got a whole ceremony and educational speech that you have prepared for this service. So I'm looking forward to hearing you speak as well on January 24th. So thank you, sir.
Thank y'all so much for having us, and we'll see y'all in a few short weeks.
All right, brother. Take care. Natalie, Micah, appreciate it. Thank you guys for all your time. We will see you on the 24th as well.
And if not, I see you first.
That's right. Well, you know what? Before you leave, introduce your new marketing director over Texas Harley Davidson.
Oh, so we have a young lady who's come over to us all the way from Nacogdoches. She's from our.
Oh, she's from way out east.
Yeah, she's a young lady that knows social media way better than me, so she's going to come over and help the old man out.
Very good.
Bring Texas Harley into the 21st century in the social media world.
Very good.
So, now we're really excited to have her. She's been here for 2 days, and I've already learned a ton. And even though she's 20, she's got a world of knowledge, and I'm thrilled to have her.
They're all about that TikTok and YouTube and everything else.
All of that stuff.
Yeah,
man.
that internet gets confusing. If it's
TikTokers
not
and the
porn, you don't know
Snapchats.
anything about it. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to bring in Billy Ball and Tattoo Mark because we have a few more things to say, heartwarming aspects that happened today. We're going to have a little memorial ceremony as well. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
Biker Wolfpack Law is a safety organization founded by myself alongside Robert Howell with the primary focus of motorcycle safety, advocacy for injured bikers. Biker Wolfpack Law is a safety organization founded by myself alongside Robert Howell with the primary focus of motorcycle safety, advocacy for injured bikers, and just general protection for those injured while riding motorcycles in the great state of Texas. Biker Wolfpack Law is a division of Glenn Larson Law Injury Attorneys, which is my firm. What's different about Biker Wolfpack Law is it's a community-based, event-based connection component to make sure that motorcyclists have all of the safety information they need, all of the legal information they need, and frankly, if needed, that full-blown legal advocacy in times of injury through no fault of their own.
One of our big events is we do ASM classes, which are accident scene management classes, which are put on with the Road Guardians, group of riders that are usually EMTs, doctors, nurses that also ride. And so they know what can happen when you're out there by yourself. And so it's a very intense class, like how to do tourniquets, how to get a helmet off of a person without hurting their neck more, how to get somebody out of the middle of the road. We do those a couple times a year, and the more safe riders are out there, the better it is.
The second division and component of Biker Wolfpack Law is to sponsor local musicians at bike nights or other community events that involve motorcyclists, but also just the community as a whole. And then third is larger charity organization events or rides to get out in the fresh air and have some fun. What I love most about representing bikers and motorcyclists across the great state of Texas is really one thing. It's about hearing the story. It's about going to motorcycle events, constantly meeting new people and making new connections. One of the reasons why I started Biker Wolfpack Law was to defeat and counteract many of the biases that are out there that, quote, motorcyclists are just dangerous. Make sure that motorcyclists are seen as exactly who they are, very hardworking, very responsible, and very dedicated individuals that deserve the justice that they need.
Leather Up will keep you safe while looking great with a huge selection of armored and casual flannel shirts. From beaded to sleeveless, Leather Up's got badass gear for all riders and all seasons. Leather Up with 3.5 million customers since 1999. Iconic biker brands like Milwaukee Leather and Hot Leathers to give you the largest selections anywhere. Comfort, variety, classic styling, and affordability with free same-day shipping on orders over $100. Visit leatherup.com and use the promo code MAYHEM for 20% off.
Here at 1010 Aussies, we're going to find you your forever pet. We specialize in miniature and toy Australian Shepherds. All our pups are pet and family friendly. They're socialized, basic training, and a health guarantee. Check out our miniature and toy Australian Shepherds at 1010aussies.com or call us at 817-213-6698.
Hey.
Hi.
Right? Welcome back to the award-winning 99% Radio Network. Man, you just heard from Heroes in the Sky, James Collins and Natalie Brent, and Micah Long for our January 24th memorial ceremony of the Battle Vest.
What are you eating? What's in your mouth? What are you doing?
I'm just finishing up. A very good treat that Billy had brought. Nice brownies. You bake so well.
Thank you. There's lots of love in them.
A lot of
love. I can smell the love from here.
I did make these special for Mark this morning.
I can see all the little graphics above her head right now.
Yeah. I want to welcome Tattoo Mark with the Tattoo Mark Foundation. Mark, welcome back. You are a big part of our show. And, today you went through probably one of the most toughest times of your life. And, you have a great support network within the 99 and through the Tattoo Mark Foundation. You had to put down Lily, your service dog for 17 years. When we talk about, just before this, we talked about losing spouses and loved ones and how hard that is. When we put down a pet or we lose a pet, could be just as traumatic and just as hard.
It's a different kind of love too.
It really is. Yeah. You're a pet owner. I'm a pet owner. Billy's a pet owner.
You pour that into it and you just I don't know. I mean, it's just
hard.
as hard. I mean, for anything, but it's
it's hard.
I get it.
Especially after 17 years.
17 years? Oh my gosh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time for a little girl.
They always, the vet told me, they said these Pomeranians don't go no more than 12 to 13. Lily went 17.
It's because she was a princess. I mean, that girl probably had everything made, man.
She was on there for me, because I was still grieving
Do I have a picture of Lily on
my death of my entire family. And I was telling people, I'm like, my whole family left me behind. Now my service dog left me behind. What am I doing wrong? But,
Stop that.
But
stop that talk.
There's a point where you just turn around and go, "Is it me?"
Right. I just want to tell everybody out there that has animals, appreciate those little things because they are everything to us. They become a part of our lives and family. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then go through what I went through this morning and you'll see what it's like. It's no joke to be able to put a dog down or a cat down or whatever animal it is. It's no joke. And it's very expensive too. So I just want to thank Barkley World out there, Karen Lee. Thank you so much for sponsoring Mrs. Lily. I could not afford this without y'all. Anybody that need help, please contact Barkley Lee. If you have an extra $20, please donate it to those people because look at what they did for me. They didn't even know who I was, and they went out of my way, and they covered the whole entire bill.
So they help you with cost? Is that what it is?
So if you're low income or disabled, they will take care of the
because
bill.
that's not, like you said, it's not cheap.
No, it's not cheap.
And you can't just do something, you want to do what's right for your loved one. And
tell us a little bit about what they did for you.
They paid for the lab bill and the office visit on Friday, which was, I think, $500. They paid today to put her down, which was $600. Plus, they're giving me her ashes, her paw print, urn, everything.
The nameplate.
And the nameplate.
Yep.
Well, we'll do that. We'll do that. That's a good idea.
The nameplate will say Lily Ann Murray.
And there were all these neat choices, and also just a big thank you to Crossroads off Lamar.
See you at the Crossroads.
They were just spectacular. Dr. Raphael and Jesse, they took care of him and Lily. It was beautiful.
You know, Billy with Hemp and Hounds, your segment. You know, we talk, and we're talking about dogs here, and we have a little hemp treat there. So it's nice to combine the both. But
I love my job.
You are you deal with dogs all day long. You have what, 10?
Sure.
I think that's lowballing it
at any given
majorly.
time?
I think it's like 55 or something.
We'll
round it off to 10.
Sure.
But I mean, you've also had your battles with dogs being sick, and you had to put them down, or they passed away. And you can speak from experience on how hard it is to lose a family pet.
Well, to quote the bad word from earlier, it's fucking rough. It's rough. And sometimes it happens so quickly, and they'll just pass away directly in your arms without you knowing what's going on. And then sometimes you have the privilege of making an appointment and being able to spend those last moments. I mean, Lily she went on the
She
tour
went
of
on a
Arlington.
tour.
She went to Hooters, and she went
Boomer
to all
Jacks.
these places,
She's
Boomer
doing it.
Jacks.
Yeah.
But it is incredibly difficult. I mean, we put down one of our babies earlier this year. You know, he was a 15-year-old Chihuahua, and you just, it's never enough time. It's absolutely never enough time. I mean, this last week I had to go and pick up one of our babies that was sold before Christmas and give them another puppy to try, because this one wasn't eating, wasn't sleeping, wasn't coming out. And sometimes dogs just don't like some people, or and there was a situation where the mother was stressed when she came to pick it up. She takes it to her house to give to her daughter who's 6. There's 20 cousins and brothers, and they're all like, and I'm like, well, yeah, that would stress me out too. I don't want 20 people touching me. So we switch it out. And so now I'm currently got this one at the house and just loving on her and trying to, let her know what's okay and what's not okay, like chewing on the remote.
Did you prep the other dog? Like, all right.
Yeah,
you're going in.
Yep. Going in, babe.
Going in. This is what you're going into. You man up. You get ready. You're going to get touched a lot. People are going to pull in your ears.
She's one of those little crackhead ones. She was like tiny and just had a bundle of energy. So it was a better fit. It was just a better fit. Right.
Well, yeah. Billy, you've had your hands full all week with Mark, and then no, but as much as she was helping you out, Mark, my dog has seizures. And yesterday, with all the stress in the house with the construction, stressed him out to have almost 4 seizures. It just kept going. Billy heard about it. Billy came running to the house she drove all the way to my house with her special Billy juice.
Yep, Billy juice.
Billy juice. That really that product, when our dog goes into a seizure, we put it in. It's just one spray into the dog's mouth, and it takes him out of the seizure, which is amazing. But you were there to witness a seizure and how bad it was.
It's horrible.
So the emotional strain on not only through Mark and what I put you through, I want to thank you so much for really stepping up and being the strength for both me and Mark and our families and the whole bit.
I'm currently made up of like sadness, stress, some whiskey, some other stuff, and dog hair, and that's me right now. Caffeine.
I will say this. I want to thank you, Billy.
I love you
for dog sitting Lily. She's a great dog. She's very. She doesn't require a lot of maintenance. She'll just lay on your lap forever. And but thank you for trying to get her to eat. Thank you for being there for me and being by my side. I can rely on you. I thank you very much. I mean, that means a lot to me. It shows me a lot of respect and character that you have inside Billy Ball, and that will definitely carry on. And God knows what we all do for one another. And I wish there were more people in this world like you, Billy.
From, once again, 2026 is all about humanity. It's all about community. It's all about the 99% Radio Network, bringing together heart-warmed people that will stand up for each other and just and back each other up. And that's what being kind is all about. It's not saying I'm too busy, not saying I can't do this for you or whatever. It's standing up for your friends, your family, and being a part of their life and just saying, hey, I got you, and you did that more than for both our families this week. So on behalf of me and Tigger, we thank you as much as well.
And John, also you text me every morning to check in on me. That shows me a lot of love, a lot of respect.
I just had nothing else to do.
But no, I just want to thank you. That actually means a lot to me, and I'm going to be kind of lonely at the times, but I'm going to try to keep myself busy. Why be getting another dog anytime soon? No.
Let me ask you something on that note.
But the doctors may require one.
I can loan you a couple dogs.
You can have sleepovers you get a dog when you're ready. Yep. But you got to remember, and I text you this today, it's not a replacement of Lily. No. Right? You're not replacing Lily with another dog, but you are replacing you're giving another Lily a home. So, as much as you cared for that dog and Lily lived a beautiful life, you can give that same life to another puppy as well, along with them giving you extra life and giving you the companionship that you need. Purpose. But take your time, whenever you're ready. But
we have a whole parade of dogs walking in right now. And I'm just kidding.
After that brownie, she's seeing a whole bunch of dogs.
Remember, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but cannabis, it helps you forget. And sometimes puppies and cannabis can help you forget. But yeah, I've had babies die, and they're all mine until I find them homes, and I'm like, okay, I know what it takes to fill that baby size hole, and luckily it's 20 other dogs, and I'm good with that right now. So
we went from 12, we went from 10 to 20.
Counting the horses too, maybe, I don't know. I don't care. I'll have them. Just like the one that was brought back.
I got 3 assholes at home. I'm good.
Well, there's a
and
lady.
Those are just her husband and her kid.
Yeah. So I got 5 assholes at home.
Along with all this sadness, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this out there. If you're on Facebook, there's this lady. Her name is Marin, and she has her page is called Bundle of Bullies. And she was abused in a relationship, and she got out of that. She started adopting all these bullies, and she did these great videos with them. Like one of them was like a bait dog and had like 2 little two-fists, and she put wigs and stuff on them. And she went on a little vacation, and Christmas Eve, that one had a heart attack. One of the other pack, and these are all abused dogs, bait dogs and stuff. One of the other dogs came over to protect that one, and one of the other ones, Pickles, came over and ripped that dog's throat out. So she had to come back to the death of one of her dogs. She was there to watch the other one that passed away with its head. And then she had to put the other one down. And, she keeps posting, and people are so cruel.
Mm-hmm.
They're so cruel. You can't do anything right. You can't, you just can't even.
I'm sorry. Do you pay my bills? I don't give a fuck.
And even with Mark,
right.
When you have a dog that age, am I doing the right thing? Is it, I saw her eat, should I? And it's always so hard. And there's always going to be someone to tell you that you're owning your dog wrong, or you're doing something wrong. And
it's everybody that has an opinion that's never lived it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can all
it's like everybody protests in Venezuela and Dallas.
Oh, shut the hell up. Oh my God.
What?
And now Minneapolis.
Oh, God. Woo-wee.
Never lived there.
Hey,
But
is this my
you-
birthday present?
Huh?
My birthday present. Is this my life hack that I won? That
Well,
No,
we
I
have
got
a
you. I got
trivia
your life back. I
question.
got your we got to do that life hack, but
gotta do a
we got
trivia
your life
question.
hack in the car.
Okay, I'm kind of excited to get it. I'm gonna take it. Not open or anything.
And you
but
can use this on dogs.
That's yeah.
You
that's
can definitely use
awesome.
this on dogs.
That is awesome. Because dogs will swallow anything. Like the white one that comes in here and sits in the chair like he's part of the show, Snow Dirt. He was chalking up something the other day, and I was like, "Oh, what is it?" And it was a whole damn tube sock. I was like, "Shit, don't do that! Please don't do that."
He ate a whole tube
A
sock.
whole tube sock, and it was all down in there too.
My
So he
dog
threw
does
it up. And he started this new thing. I'll have to bring him back to show you. Like he chomps to talk to you. He'll be like, and see, that's what makes you happy. Like you know, all
'cause
the
when
sadness.
They
and then
they do silly things.
they're clowns.
They do silly things, and you gotta love them. You gotta, and you, Billy, and just to promote on what you do to get some of those 25 or 30 dogs that you have in your house out to a good family and out to a loving home. How could they? You do Aussies, right? So if somebody wanted to adopt one of your Aussies, how would they go about that?
So if you're on Facebook, you can go to 10 Aussies. That's TRIPLETENAUSSIES 10 Aussies, and you can see pictures of some fun, of the farm and the babies. There's this great cover show of I had a donkey, it's a huge donkey, and it's him kissing one of the puppies in a basket. And you can see like Maybelle the Longhorn in the back, but you can go to 10 and send a message. You can find me on Facebook, Billy Ball, BILLIE.
Through the
Yeah,
99.
BALL. Connect me through these guys right here. So we do have some that I'm just looking for homes for, and I'll bring the baby to you and make sure that they are set and it's a good fit for you. Because we all need something to love. So
Now Aussies are a different type of breed. They what kind of breed? What is an Aussie for those who
Well, it's a herding breed. So, I've brought Snow Dirt in here, and he's got that great big white tail. And then I've also brought Trevor in here, and he has no tail. He has a little Shakira booty.
The only thing they were hurting was naps.
Right. Now, for the most part, these dogs are supposed to be really smart. I'm still looking for it in but I baby these dumb little assholes, and so they don't have a chance for it to engage. But they're Velcro dogs. When you go to the bathroom and you have a lot of dogs.
They're right. Yeah.
They're right there. When they're puppies, like I have to run to get in the bathroom because they're like got their little nose and their little paws. But once you raise them and or with them, they want to be with you 24/7, no matter it is what you're doing. They love outside water. They love the rain, puddles, hate inside
Mud.
water. Right. But the great thing about Aussies is they have this coat. Because one day I'd washed two of my babies like 3 times because I kept getting out and running in the mud at the farm. And finally I was like, screw you. Y'all are staying outside till you get cleaned off. But I opened the door like an hour later and they were clean from head to toe because of their coat, and they have this great undercoat. They're easy to clean and keep clean. They are very smart. Love to please. Like I said, Velcro dogs.
Are they good as single dogs, or do they need companionship?
Both. They're good
Both?
at single dogs and multiple obviously multiple dogs. They love kids. What some people have a problem with is it's a herding dog. They were bred to herd animals. That's why some don't have the tail. My dogs obviously are never going to go do a damn day's work, so if their tail's okay. But they like to herd, and especially children. So if you have an Aussie and your kid gets up to run, the Aussie might chase it, trap it, or just be like, just little things you have to work on. But oh my God, they're so sweet and so soft. They got these fabulous butt curtains, like come down and the scruff up here.
They are adorable.
Oh, they are super
And-
soft. Their faces feel like velvet. Oh my God.
I think we had 3 of them on the desk one day,
Yeah, the
and they were
little
all
puppies.
just so chill, just all laying down.
Unsedated.
One got adopted from the show, right?
Yes.
That was Pipples,
Yeah,
right? That was
Pipples did,
Pipples
yeah.
got adopted. But they are amazing. They are amazing animals. They are very chill, and they will make any family happy to be a part of.
And I
you know?
raised them pretty chill. I mean,
Yeah.
I tried to, like I said, when they're
You
puppies,
take very good care of them.
I put on, I'll sleep to like a thunderstorm video, or during the day I might put on a fireworks video, and I get them trained on chewing on 2-liter bottles because they're plentiful and recyclable, and it's just really easy. So I'll practice dropping them to get them used to sounds and all this sort. And they're out. They hear all sorts of stuff at the farm, and then we practice sleeping to where when I feel them,
I practice sleeping.
Yeah, I practice. I'm pretty good at it.
You practice all day long.
All day.
All day long.
I make sure that I'm aware of when they're moving. Yeah, sleeping's good. But just little things like that, and I just love them. I mean, I try to keep them calm. I don't yell at them, and they get the no and things like that. But I've seen like people
they're intelligent
raise them, and they just yell at these. And we've had people call us, and they're like, "We've gotten 3 puppies that we had to get rid of because they just don't like men." And I'm like, there's something that the person did that was raising them that was yelling at your husband, or whatever, and it just or the dude was mean. And I'm like, it just kills me when people ask me questions like, "Is your puppy nice? Does your puppy?" I'm like,
"Is your kid nice?
It's a puppy.
An asshole yet?
Of course, it's nice."
It's all on how you raise.
Correct.
It's all on how you raise
Yeah.
the dog or the animal. I mean, you saw Khaleesi last night, and I was always I was always a little afraid of to own a pit bull. And
Pussy.
Wow. No more brownies for you.
Where did that come from?
I know.
Where did that come from? All of a sudden.
Well, Khaleesi's just a big butterball.
Yeah, well, it's
big.
Just babies.
Because we got her as
furry
a baby.
alligators.
We got her as a baby, and we raised her right, and she's not aggressive. So when the stereotype of pit bulls that are always aggressive and stuff like that, it's how you raise the dog is how it's going to act in the house.
Correct. Because I've
and
seen some asshole chihuahuas, and
I'm
they're
more
like
scared of that than anything.
Holy moly!
You're scared of a chihuahua?
Yeah, my ankles
Pussy.
are valuable.
See, that's the one thing that I will say. I never raised a hand at a Lily. There's ways to correct them and scold them without raising your hand and hitting them.
Get the belt.
Because you start hitting them, then they become afraid of you, and they shrivel up, and they won't be the same dog. So there are ways of scolding them and correcting them, but that's one thing that I will say. I've never ever laid a hand on Lily, and she was a hell of a dog, man, and an indoor dog where that she would go to the restroom on a pad, and I got now that Lily's gone, I can tell you something that she told me not to tell you. What's this now?
She hated the Cowboys.
That's why she didn't like that cheerleading outfit?
She was a Giant fan to the end, man.
Oh my God. That's why she kept on taking that cheerleading outfit off. Oh my God. Now the truth's come out.
I'm telling you, Sunday I was like praying. I'm like, come on,
man.
Cowboys, you can do this. And I'm like,
yeah, John, it's I mean, we can laugh about it and all that, but
you have to. You have to.
You can't grieve all year round. You have to let it go and realize she's in a better place. She ain't suffering. She didn't eat for 3.5 weeks, and then we finally got her to eat the last 2 nights.
Billy told me she ate a can of tuna
and some lunch meat.
And some lunch meat. I'm like, what the heck? Why didn't you do this earlier? But see, now this is something that y'all got animals. This is a thing you have to watch out. It's a kidney disease that's going around, stage 4, and these are the symptoms. They don't eat, they're tired, and they drink a lot of water, and they sleep. So if your dog is doing that, take them to the vet right away, because they might be able to stop it before it goes any further. Otherwise, your animal will be joining my Mrs. Lily.
And the vets told us too, like, because he'd had, he takes her to the vet, that it was just one of those things that sometimes you don't know why it happens, and then it progresses so quickly. It's sometimes hard to catch, you know.
Well, you know,
but her eating and all that, I did some research. I'm sorry to interrupt
No,
you.
you're good.
Something called terminal lucidity, and people get it as well. Miss Lily knew. I think she knew. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to take care of my daddy. He took good care of me. She had little spurts of energy. She was eating. She was a little bit more alert. Sometimes pets and people will do that at the end because they know that they are ready to go and they just want to make sure their people are okay. Have some meaningful time together, meaningful conversations before, you know, they go join our creator.
Yeah.
And it's just it's bittersweet. It is.
Well, she did take her last breath inside my arms, and her little heart stopped. And I told the doctor, I said, "It's done."
He felt it
that quick. I said,
he felt it.
I felt it. You know,
Yeah.
and it goes quick, man. But
and it's painless and it's peaceful. It's like they're just going to sleep.
It's Lily. Daddy loves you, sweetie.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're waiting for our other guests. They haven't shown up yet, but we'll be bringing on a monologue if our other guests don't show up. So stay tuned after these messages.
What we believe in at Glenn Larson Law is doing one thing and doing it really well. When I meet people, I always tell them we're going to uncover every single rock possible. That's the medical component, that's your story and your voice.
We've solely focused on personal injury, whether that be a slip and fall accident or a commercial 18-wheeler, a motorcycle or DWI, motor vehicle accident. We specialize in that and that only.
When someone says, my neck really hurts, I know exactly how that feels. There's so much more to an injury case dealing with the pain level that people go through and how it affects their lives. And I know how to advocate to make sure that the insurance companies take all of that in consideration in every case.
We're very transparent and open to always keep them informed and stay on top of their case at all times.
Because we're a little bit smaller in team numbers, we're able to really dive into every single case and develop not only a client relationship, but a friendship and a lifelong connection.
We're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll meet you anywhere, at the scene, in the hospital, at your home. Whatever's best for the client, we will do every single time.
There is a connection component that I believe our firm is committed to. We want to be connected with you and your family beyond this case so that you know that you have a lifelong partner. Not just a case, but a lifelong connection and a lifelong voice. And we look forward to serving you.
Leather Up will keep you safe while looking great with a huge selection of armored and casual flannel shirts. From beaded to sleeveless, Leather Up's got badass gear for all riders and all seasons. Leather Up with 3.5 million customers since 1999. Iconic biker brands like Milwaukee Leather and Hot Leathers to give you the largest selections anywhere. Comfort, variety, classic styling, and affordability with free same-day shipping on orders over $100. Visit leatherup.com and use the promo code MAYHEM for 20% off.
Back to the award-winning 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl. Man, you heard from Billy Ball with Hemp and Hounds and Mark with Tattoo Mark Foundation. You know, we've been talking about memorials all day long with Heroes in the Sky for our veterans and our first responders. And then, you know, when a family pet passes, the heartbreak that goes into that. Special memorial that you can keep your loved one, your family member, or your pet with you on all your motorcycle rides. I want to welcome CJ and Brad. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, John.
How's things going? You know, I met you two on I think it was Saturday morning.
Yeah,
Saturday
just
morning,
Saturday.
I got a knock on my door from your friend Sheila, and she's like, "You got to see this." And I came out, and I was surprisingly amazed on what you have here. So. CJ or Brad, you want to tell us a little about what these memorial bands are?
Basically, what they are is there a way that you can keep the loved ones and the people that are near and dear to you in the ride indefinitely? You know, everyone knows this rides. The longer you ride, the more people we leave on the side of the road.
Yes.
Excuse me, I get a little touched up every time I talk about it.
That's okay. And that's good because it's got you put passion behind this.
Absolutely.
You put passion behind this.
But I wanted a way to really bring these people with me wherever I went, to keep their memory alive and to just love and honor the people that we've lost. And this is the best way I could think of to come up to. They're always on the bike with you. There's keychains to where they, you can carry them with you anywhere. You mentioned one earlier that you just really touched me with it, that the man has a Jeep and he just lost his dog. That would be a perfect.
That's tattoo mark right there.
Yeah. That would be a perfect way to honor Lily.
Now in this pouch goes a vial, right?
Yes.
Do you have a vial?
Yeah, he does. Sorry. Yeah, the vial can hold either ashes or it can hold any kind of memorabilia, whether it's a picture or hair or fur or that type of thing. So this is what it comes in, a little vial.
So you get a little vial like this,
yeah,
right? And you can put ashes, hair, picture, memento, whatever you want of your loved one into this vial.
And then what it does is there's a little opening in the back that once you put it in there, then you just drop that inside there. There's a little seal for it, just to make sure that it stays sealed. Because a lot of times, if you get pulled over every once in a while, a cop might want to see what's in it. Which is
if your dog has been eating eating anything from Billy,
special brownies,
you know what?
Special brownies, yeah,
special brownies.
There you go. That's right.
You may pop.
Yeah, there you go. And then there's the same. So there's two different sizes. You have the same setup on the larger size as well.
Right. Now these can be put on your front forks. In the case where I have a trike, I have a back rail. I can put stuff on my back rail, whatever size. And now I know that whenever I go out on a ride, either my loved one or my pet is with me throughout that ride, and I got that memory of them. Now, another thing that you do for our clubs and for special people who want a different color thread, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You can do it in club colors, or tell us a little about how you can customize this for them.
What we could do is if like a club comes to us and they've lost a member, we can take their club colors and incorporate that into the stitching. If somebody had a special color that was very significant
So
to
say
them,
like breast cancer, you have somebody that passes away from breast cancer. You can make this a pink stitch in honor, and they can go on all your rides. And like I said, it's not only for your motorcycle. If you have a Jeep, if you have a car with a large bumper or something, you can put it on your back, right on your extended mirror. There's places you can put these to always have them with you when you ride.
Absolutely. The small one, the one that you just had, that'll fit anywhere from a 1-inch piece of pipe up to about a 4.5-inch piece of pipe. The larger ones for the fork wraps, those will fit anywhere from 9 inches up to 13 inches.
Okay. And then you also have the keychains.
The keychains.
The keychains.
They can be put on the bike, kind of like the gremlin bell down
low.
Yeah. I've seen guys that put them on they'll put them around on their handlebars, so it's always right there next to them. And of course, the keychains.
Now these are all handmade, custom made by you.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I wanted to order, say something, I mean, you have supply, but if I would say I wanted to order something with a blue stitching to represent one of my law enforcement buddies,
yes.
How long is production turnaround time?
Right now, we could probably do it in a couple of weeks. It just depends on what the volume is and the request at that point.
Right.
But I'm going to try to, any order, I'm going to try to get done as soon as possible. And if there's going to be what I would consider an extended delay, which would be more than a week or two, then I'm going to contact them directly and let them know it's going to be a little bit longer, but we are going to get to it.
Now, this is an all new thing, right? You just started all new. And as of last Saturday when I met you guys, you didn't have a website.
The website's up.
Oh, it's up now. Okay, all right.
It's up.
It's probably a little
all right.
now and then.
You're doing better than Micah from Texas Harley Davidson, because it would be months and months and months before you get that website up. So,
Yes.
so you guys are tech savvy, which is good. So, tell us about the website and how they can place their order, or some of the pictures on it. Tell us a little bit about
Yes. So the website. So we basically have 3 products, as you can see, and then you have 2 options: black or white thread, unless you do a special order. And so they are on the website. There are pictures of them on some different. That's where you met them.
If you bring up some of those,
we were getting some pictures on some different types of motorcycles in some different spots. We also got one on Sheila's Can-Am. There's a couple of spots on that for her, so it's not just a regular,
it can be anybody.
It can be any kind of a. You can even do it on a regular bike, I guess. If you wanted to.
We'll put them on a Vespa if we need to.
That's right. I do have to say, the first people we gave these to were my 3 kids, and 2 of my 2 boys are big motorcycle enthusiasts, and one of them, my middle son, LJ, he evidently said to Brad after we gave this to them, because he was the first one to get
LJ,
it.
right?
LJ, I call him LJ for Little John.
I just wanted. I was just thinking it was like LJ, CJ, and then you called him Brad. I'm like, is it BJ? I'm just wondering if it was going down that line. That's why we call him Brad, because we had LJ, CJ, and
Brad. Gotta have Brad. Yeah. No.
Let's stick with Brad. Thank you.
But he told Brad, what did he tell you? He said,
I didn't know I needed this until I got it.
Because he never got to ride with his dad when he was alive, my late husband. So he never got to ride with him then. So now he gets to take him on all of his trips. And so that's really, and that's the kind of thing. I know. I'll kind of tear up a little bit, but that's the kind of what we want to do for people. And we didn't see this out there anywhere on a way to do this. So
John Laird.
Yes, that's him. That's him. That's LJ.
That's LJ.
Yep.
Well, it'd be JL.
Well, he's Little John because his dad's name was John.
So he's LJL.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
So he writes in our comments, I got mine with my dad's ashes on my Street Glide and deluxe front forks, and I absolutely love it. Thanks, Mom and Brad.
Yeah.
And that's what makes you happy. That's also fuels the passion to keep making these.
Yes.
Because this is really. Missy Kinney says, I want one for my mom. Yeah, Missy, we will get you the website.
Yeah, the website is eternalrideleatherworks.com.
eternalrideleatherworks.com, and we'll have that up on our Facebook page, and you can order any one of them that's
right,
available, and quick turnaround. I know Misty's right here in Texas, so we will get that out. Now, there was one other thing I wanted to touch. Oh man, I forgot. Oh yeah, I forgot what it was. No, it was something about. Oh, they can't engrave these, but if you wanted to engrave the person's name in here, you can take them to, and because Misty sparked this, you could take it to Wilson's Leather, and they could probably put your loved one's name on there as well.
They could probably emboss it or stamp it
emboss it right
of some
now.
sort. Yes.
So once again, your website is up and running. You're taking orders.
Yes, we are.
And this is perfect.
And we're going to be at your
yes,
on the 24th.
Actually, that's right. They will be at Texas Harley Davidson on January 24th, and you can place your orders there as well. And just see some of the displays and meet them.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Fantastic. And thank you for this, because this really brings something different to the motorcycle community. Instead of hanging stuff off, like you said, the little cowbells, this is something that you can carry your family. Huh? How many brownies did she have? Well,
this one.
Well, I want to.
Feel free.
And like you said, it can go in a Jeep, on a car. It could fit pretty much anywhere, or you can just hang it from your rearview mirror and and have them ride along with you. Yeah. Right? It's good. It's great quality leather.
Thank you.
And good tight stitching. So don't snort it,
And it's
Billy. Don't
the one
snort
other
it.
thing is it does have a soft backing, so it will not scratch your metal.
It is
on your-
neoprene foam on the back. There's no metal that will touch any part of the bike.
Right. Fantastic. Well, I appreciate you guys being
thanks
here
for having
and
us. Thanks for
sharing
having
this.
us. Appreciate it.
I really do, and we will see you on the 24th
We will.
at Texas Harley Davidson, where you can place your order and take a family member on an eternal ride. All right, we're going to be back in a couple of minutes with Mongol Log, so stay tuned, because I'm sure the 2026 season with him is going to be amazing. Right after this.
In the halls where kids fear to tread, tattoo mark foundations press bed with teddy bears and hugs so warm. Battling illnesses, they're not alone for long. It's all about the kids. It's all about the kids. The Tattoo Mart Foundation brings smiles across Texas. Teddy bears bring smiles to kids in beds. A foundation with heart won't let them be separated. Families gather, friends lend a hand. Together we fight and never stand alone. With every hug, a smile takes flight in the rooms where hope and courage ignite. It's all about the kids. It's all about the kids. The Tattoo Mart Foundation brings smiles across Texas. Teddy bears bring smiles to kids in beds. A foundation with heart won't let them be separated. From the smallest to the tallest child, each one feels the warmth, each one feels the thrill. With every bear and every smile, we heal the pain, we mend the style. It's all about the kids. It's all about the kids. The Tattoo Mart Foundation brings smiles across Texas. Teddy bear brings smiles to kids in beds. A foundation with heart won't let them be separated. It's all about the kids. It's all about the kids. The Tattoo Mart Foundation brings smiles across Texas. Teddy bears bring smiles to kids in beds. A foundation with heart won't let them be separated.
Mongo! Santa Maria! Never mind that shit. Here comes Mongo!
Hey, welcome back to the 99% Radio Network. We have Mongo with his 2026 Mongolog. Welcome, Mongo.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, smoking cigars and drinking whiskey.
The knowing things.
I've done mine. The weather's finally nice out here, so I was actually outside with just the t-shirt, no jacket, felt good.
What do you mean finally nice?
It was raining. They had a lot of rain. They had a lot of rain.
I've been wearing the jacket for the past couple days.
Well, you know, I was talking to 5-0 yesterday, and he was telling me about his trip down to Woke, California, and he said the only thing he loves about California is the weather. He can be out there. He goes, no mosquitoes, no bugs. It's a nice 70 degrees every day. You leave the doors open and windows open. He says it's beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah, and I just
all the other stuff.
I just read yesterday that the Napa County where I live, Napa County has 4 climate zones within the county, which allows them to grow grapes in 4 different climates.
Oh, I wasn't thinking grapes.
Yeah, we produce only like 4% of the wine worldwide, but it's some of the best wine. But I don't drink wine.
Well, then you can send it here.
Yeah, you can send
We'll
it
take
here.
it. We'll clarify.
We'll take some of that Mongo wine,
Mango juice.
Mongo juice.
That sounds weird.
Yeah, you can have as much Mongo juice as you want.
That sounds weird.
Off the air.
Meh.
All right. So without further ado, man, Mongo, bring us the 2026 first Mongolog.
All right, here we go. Imagine a pack of dachshunds running and chasing a group of honking Canadian geese through a field. When 2 of the geese are separated from the running flock, the dachshunds will smartly follow the 2 cutout geese. The dachshunds will eventually close in on these 2 large birds. Just as the pack of these long dogs catch up with the two isolated and by comparison very large birds, the dachshunds will all stop, turn around, and begin walking away from the geese. They enthusiastically chased the birds, but no one gave them any direction or information about what to do when they caught them. That's like what's going on today. Everywhere, groups get their dander up over an issue. The actual issue or the group making the noise doesn't matter. The event or the group will become sensationalized or marginalized by the media. When anyone asks them for clarity on the desired intended outcome or the manner of getting to that outcome, no one has a cogent response. Pick any protest or demonstration that you want. The lack of actual intimate knowledge or interest in the subject by the participants is surprisingly similar. The mainstream media actually likes to sensationalize these events. Anyone who opposes these protests becomes the mainstream media's villain. No one in the media asks pertinent questions to the participants or the group leaders. Speeches are made, a sit-in is initiated, a 24-hour news cycle covers it, and just as quickly the media gets bored with the message and they're on to the next big thing. This is the status of our current events today. We as a society are essentially a huge flock of geese, an animal that is actually capable of being mean and nasty, and a creature with the natural ability to just fly away, but instead waffles around making honking noises and shitting everywhere. We're being chased by a loud, underpowered, undersized, and not so smart media with no understanding of why they're chasing us. The issue or our group du jour are often loud and sometimes cute, mostly ineffective, but when it comes to any subject effect, when it comes to any abject effect or any situation. As we move forward in 2026, there are a couple of expected and flashy stories that the media will be chasing with a lot of barking noises and not so surprisingly little bite. I'm not Nostradamus, and I certainly don't have any visions of the future. If I were able to see into the future like an autistic savant, well, then I'd make some smart decisions to personally profit and not waste it on counting cards and going to Vegas like Raymond and Rayman or Alan in The Hangover. I read stories on current events and I watch the news. So these are not really predictions, but more like trends. Next week, I'll probably look into the Somali daycare scandal in Minneapolis and how the system across the country is set up to fail. Our country is quick to give away our designated needy and try to shame any segment of society that questions this. Although it is changing, we don't have enough laws regarding gender transition for minors. Thankfully, we've been able to limit the Frankenstein doctor's access to medical procedures. Minors who are suffering from gender dysphoria should without a doubt not be allowed to make medical decisions that can and will permanently mutilate their bodies and psychologically well-being. Just as minors cannot legally drink alcohol until they reach a certain age, the same should apply to medical procedures. Drinking alcohol while underage is an activity that can be stopped and corrected. This reflects society's views on the perceived maturity and permanence of medical interventions compared to temporary choices like drinking alcohol. Minors aren't mature enough to vote, go to titty bars, or purchase alcohol. Somehow, however, a segment of society believes that they are in fact mature enough to change their gender. Gender-affirming care for minors includes medical treatments such as puberty blockers, hormone therapy, and mutilating surgeries aimed at aligning a person's physical characteristics with their perceived gender identity. Surprisingly enough, this care is often considered necessary by a wacky segment of our medical society. Just remember, it's a mathematical fact that half of all doctors finish in the bottom 50% of their medical school class. There are doctors, bougie parents, and mental health professionals that are all competing for the gender well-being of still maturing youth. In my humble and conservative opinion, if a minor wants to pretend that they are a different gender, their parents need to be the mature, responsible, and experienced adults in the room. Get the minors some psychological counseling. Let them wear the clothing that isn't necessarily gender appropriate. Let them act out, but surgical and pharmaceutical solutions before a minor reaches adulthood is criminal. Thankfully, we have some new laws regarding gender transition for minors that often restrict access to medical procedures while allowing them to fully consider the decisions and consequences about their questioning of their gender identity. Efforts are being made under our current administration that restrict surgical procedures on minors. Again, minors cannot legally drink alcohol until they reach a certain age, so it's probably a good idea to require them to be adults before they permanently disfigure themselves, both physically and mentally. Their wacky parents should sure as hell not be allowed to authorize these procedures. This reflects a sane societal view on maturity and the usually unfortunate permanence of medical procedures compared to temporary choices like drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes, or sexual experimentation. The Arctic region, once perceived as a peripheral and once inaccessible frontier, has grabbed the attention of the world over the last few decades and has become a central foreign policy agenda for major world powers, including Russia, China, and the United States. This strategic recalibration is primarily driven by the effects of global climate change, which has hastened the melting of the polar ice caps. By the way, depending upon which expert you listen to, our polar ice caps used to be a tropical paradise. So climate change has been occurring since the beginning of time. As a result, previously inaccessible natural resources in the Arctic have become more readily available for exploration and exploitation. Among the Arctic states, Russia, Canada, the US, Denmark, and Norway have particularly proactive in asserting their claims and advancing their strategic interests in the region. The acceleration of the melting glaciers has rendered Arctic waters increasingly navigable and has facilitated access to the vast and previously untapped natural resources beneath the Arctic seabed, I'm sorry. Regarding some specifics of these resources under the Arctic Sea, it is estimated to contain approximately 90 billion barrels of oil, which accounts for 16% of the world's total reserves, and 1,700 trillion cubic feet of natural gas, which is about 44 billion barrels of natural gas. Due to the ice melt in the Arctic region, it has increased the navigability of the northern sea routes, enabling year-round maritime activity to a degree previously unattainable. This creates significantly shorter than traditional maritime travel routes of utilizing the Suez Canal connecting Europe and East Asia. Traveling the North Sea route is approximately half the distance connecting Europe and East Asia, which offers substantial logistical and commercial advantages. Today, there is growing international economic interest in the Arctic. Russia has been trying to assert ownership of this region. The region will be shared or disputed by these nations depending upon who is in the White House. Safeguarding the long-term stability and security of the Arctic region and all economic activities of the Arctic region might become a big story this coming year. You can be assured that all parties want to establish a platform for the projection of military power, particularly in the strategically significant North Atlantic region. 2026 will be a pivotal year with a warning of deep divisions. Compromises will not be a word often used. The coming year will be a period marked by a defined intensity in geopolitical conflict, significant economic shifts, and unprecedented natural and technological disruptions. There will be economic restructuring and a collision between natural threats and the advancement of technology. So pull on your big boy pants, strap on a helmet, wear a shirt that you don't mind getting ripped, and get ready for a loud catfight coming this next year. On a quick side note, for all of our women listeners, tops should be optional for all activities in 2026. So let's get ready to ride this new year with no more bullshit monologues. It's not just going to be an 8-second ride, however. 2026 will be a full 365 days of in-your-face living. And that, my friends, is that. Whiskey improves with age, and I improve with whiskey. My name is Mongo. Whiskey goes in, wisdom comes out. I smoke cigars and I know things. Mongo is out. And now back to you in the studio.
Woo! That was a lot.
Yeah, I'm getting a spot in my eye, and I can't see out of my left eye.
Oh no,
Well,
I was.
so you only need to say your right one.
Yeah. I'm the same way. But the transition between transitioning and the polar ice caps, I almost got lost in the storyline there. We were talking about changing a boy to a girl, then the melting of the ice caps over to the Guadalcanal and transportation. So thank God I had that brownie.
It's going to be a busy year. This was a montage of what's coming up.
Oh, okay. All right.
It started with dachshunds.
You know, yeah, but next week I'm sure we're going to hear a lot about what happened just recently in Minneapolis and our Mandami man over in New York, promising free everything, free buses, free subways, and rent stabilization in the apartment complex.
His rent stabilization czar is an idiot.
Yeah. He's, like they say, he's the best real estate agent for Florida and Texas because that's where everybody's going to be moving.
Yeah, it's
We're full in Texas.
Huh?
We're full
We're
in
full.
Texas.
We're full. Everybody's going to go to Florida from the East Coast, man. They're going to take off. But it's going to be fun. We're going to have our political popcorn next week.
I got my popcorn.
Where we could just sit there and watch the shit show go on, man.
There you go.
So.
Yep, absolutely.
And all the lefties trading in their one flag for the other flag.
Yeah.
They don't know what the hell they're doing.
It's gonna be a lot of fun to watch. We just like I said, just grab the popcorn and watch the game. It's gonna be a disaster. It'll be like the Jets playing the Raiders.
Yeah. Two losing teams working towards nothing.
Yes, exactly.
One common goal.
With one common goal. Get their money and get out of the stadium. All right, Mongo, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate the time you're taking. We're going to have a great 2026, and I'm sure the left and the woke and CNN and The View and all those places, we're going to give you a million topics to talk about.
Oh, absolutely. And they'll have no idea what's going on except for what they would tell you is going on.
Correct. Yeah. All right, brother.
All right, guys.
Stay well, stay right, and have a
Good
great
week.
What?
Adios.
Adios, brother.
Adios. Hasta luego. Something else. I don't know.
That's
all I got.
You mix Mexican with Italian.
Diverse.
Oh, I
want
think we're
everybody
you had
to
your
be
fingers
welcome.
closed. You had your fingers like this.
Oh.
See, Italian, get the fuck out of the country. You're waving them on like you just came out of California.
Stay in my house.
All right, stay in my house. Yeah. We wrapped out the first show for the 2026 season. What'd you think? Had some great guests.
Yes. More to come.
Yep, much more to come. Don't forget January 24th, Texas Harley Davidson, for a free event to help memorialize and support those who we've lost to the battle of mental health.
And next week we have Steve Gross from Roll Call. He'll be on talking about their upcoming events as well.
Yeah, so we got a lot of good things coming up. Yeah, the Battling Betties are going to be doing stuff at Roll Call, which is, and plus we got Hops and Props. We got so many events coming up that we don't even have time to talk about it right now.
Jarhead Jam, all the
things. Yeah, all the things. And if you can be anything in this world, because I'm getting tired of talking, be kind. Peace.
Don't be a dick.